Max. You saying that you're physically incapable of getting your max height out?
I have back problems. Are we live? Was that a thumbs up that we're live? Well, you're not here, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Baby boy.
Levels.
The tiny man in my ear is saying that apparently we're live. Are we still doing levels or no? Is it live?
Shut up.
We're live and doing levels.
Shut up.
And you're not in your seat. Just shut up. Oh, look at the tiny man.
Hey, nobody's a tiny man, okay?
Except you two, Mom.
Us who don't live in the manlet pit will decide who is and who isn't.
The manlet pit. The trin bin.
Whoa.
Oh.
Hey, first sip of that yerb, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After a hard day.
I've had a few yerbs today.
Of a couple.
I'm off a couple. I feel like we stayed up way too late last night.
We did stay up a little, lady.
I feel like I've really been taking advantage of this weekend.
Staying up late, getting Minecrafted?
Yeah, I feel like we've been
crafting.
Not only that, just everything.
We've been taken advantage of?
No, we're taking advantage of it. We've been taking
We've been
advantage
going hard.
of the weekend.
We've been going pretty hard, yeah. I agree.
I mean, even the working man's is out here.
He's up late. He's on the craft.
He's up late. You coming over? Oh, hey man, how's it going? It's not focusing. How do you know it's not focusing?
Family picture.
Is my hair okay?
Slime. He's behind the camera.
Could you turn a monitor so I could see the shot?
You don't get to see the shot.
I just want to know if my hair's okay, really.
It's fine. It's always fine.
I don't. I need more than fine, Miles. Also, I'm not gonna lie. Can we get like something to soften these lights?
They're a little harsh.
And can we get some gaffer's tape over all that wiring? That's a hazard.
Just kind of like zone your eyes out a little. Just go to a happy place.
Just kind of lay back and do nothing.
Yeah.
Why don't you turn yourself up so they can hear you freaking out? How can't you speak through it?
You can't do it. You just can't do it.
Rob could have did it.
Rob could do it.
Maybe talk back right here.
Hey, let's relax on Kevin.
You're right. He's got a new haircut. He's looking good.
He's trying to flex this weekend.
In Vegas.
I wish I was in Vegas.
Are you ready? Are you sure? Are you playing the other one? Wait, how are you gonna mute us? So do we just have to be quiet? But then are you gonna go back and then run over? That's
fine.
That's dumb as hell.
Just don't trip over that.
Yeah.
Over those 50 XLRs on Gaff.
Okay.
I love that's dumb as hell.
Yeah, that's dumb as hell. Are we muted? This is the best. Quite the opposite of what I was gonna say.
You were gonna say the worst?
Yeah, worst day of my life.
You feel sick yet?
Yeah, a little bit. I'm legitimately car sick. What?
Uh-huh.
I can't hear you.
Are you saying they don't have PayPass? They don't have the font that he wants.
Oh. Why do you need a specific font?
It's just always been the same font.
How did they not have it? It was on there last week.
Hey, that's like a rhyme. They don't have the font that he wants.
Can you hear me if I whisper this much?
Alright, just whisper to me.
Look, I don't think we should let this short fuck do production anymore.
I agree. I've been looking at him sideways this entire time.
Yeah.
He's wearing lifts, he's 5 foot fucking 7. Yeah, dude. Busted. We got busted.
Oh, the baby boy's mad.
Anthony's a monster. He's a giant.
5 zip.
Me and Nick have been calling each other 5-zip since the beginning of time. But I feel like it's a bit insensitive. Like it's like two straight guys making like, no, you're gay jokes. You know, it's like not chill.
I agree. I don't think like, but it's only funny because it's like You guys are both tall.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah,
kind of like
I
insensitive to be
don't-
like, "Oh,
yeah.
you're 5'0", and we're both just like not
I don't
insecure
know.
about
yeah,
it. You know?
just yeah, because I know some people are like, like your man's, like your man's behind the counter over there.
Roast 'em.
If we're not actually live in the next,
We are.
30
we're doing it
seconds?
right now. It's just we're
this
black
is just
screen.
a fucking black
it's like,
screen.
It's like we're radio. We're radio people.
Oh, we're fucking ready.
Don't throw that sword.
Hit it.
Who I wanna be. A single mom who works too hard, who loves her kids and never stops, with gentle hands and the heart of a fighter. I'm a survivor.
I don't want to do the show anymore. Because you played the wrong version of that. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. We discussed not the full slow. Look, if you're not going to listen to me, let's just call it a day. That's not the real one. That's the one that's fully slowed.
We went full slow.
He went the full slow version like a dummy. Why would you do the full slow version? I want you to confess your sins. Hey, look how tall he is.
Hey,
Look how
hey,
tall he
hey.
actually is.
I'm sitting down. I'm sitting down. What's the problem?
You played the wrong fucking version.
It wasn't the wrong version. How do you even know?
Because I literally was there when you made it.
Did you hear it?
That's
Yes,
me.
That's,
This is
that's
you.
him.
This is
You're
me
the
up.
third. You're third.
Check.
Hey, and you're in the middle of the shot
hey,
too.
hey,
Shut
hey,
up.
Hey, hey.
Actually, could you turn me up? Because I
Hey,
want to hear
now
him
everyone
less.
needs to be
Yep.
turned up.
Thanks a lot.
Hey, hey, hey.
Only the person with the chicken can talk.
Hey, we don't. He just grabs it, never gives it back.
All right, look, listen. What's up?
Okay.
Guys,
No,
welcome to the Bad Melee
No,
podcast.
shut the fuck up. First off, you play. We literally discussed right before. I was like, "Don't play the full slow."
It's not. Oh.
It was
It
slow
sounded
the
full
entire time.
Yeah, that was the only one I made.
No.
The regular Reba doesn't go.
Yeah, but
it's not
no-
long enough.
But there's a part in it where you slow down.
Oh,
a
yeah,
single-
no, that one sucks. I don't
No,
like that
that one's
one.
way better.
I don't like that one.
You're
So I didn't do that.
you're a dumbass.
I didn't like that one. Okay, welcome to the Bad Melee podcast. A little bit of hiccup there with production. I think everything's okay now.
You did well.
Also, get that away from me.
This table's for swords only.
I went to the doctor today, and I had some very good news. And it wasn't nothing really medical to do with it, but they measured me, because
Oh, not straight into this.
that's what they do. And turns out I'm 5'11". Thought I was 5'9" my whole life. You can go ahead and say congratulations, whatever you...
You're a fucking man.
No, it was funny. I said it in the Discord, and then you guys just started roasting the shit out of me, apparently. You're like, bro, the whole house is just fucking dogging on
Nick
you, right?
left his room. Like, people were coming downstairs.
Yeah.
To talk about
we
me.
asked Ryan, and he was like 5'9" hard. Like,
No,
there's-
he
yes,
did not.
Ryan swear to
said
God.
that'd be nice if it was true.
Chug was
That's fucking
I
savage.
stood next to him, and Chug was like, "Yeah, he's a bit taller." And then I asked how much, and he was like,
Like, he's holding a fat slice of cake.
Yeah.
We have the tapes on the door in the one of the closets in the house. We drew. We have the date as well in case one of us grows.
I just couldn't break you, man.
Yeah. Well, either way, it's very
no-
exciting.
I feel like hoping one of us grows is like, we're all like 25. Like, it's
Yeah, I'm
just-
27
there's
years
just
old.
no way.
I don't think I'm getting any taller.
If anything, you're going back.
You know what I read about one time? I went down a rabbit hole of reading like Wikipedia articles, and one of them was like, dwarfs, right? Like small people. In order to become taller, they'll undergo a procedure in which they put like metal screws in their legs and turn them to like stretch their bones.
Yeah.
It's the most painful thing you can ever experience.
Yeah.
But they do it to get a couple more inches.
Why? Why not just accept it at that point?
I don't know, man. But it's a
mean,
hard pill to swallow.
I
to
feel
be
like, but
honest.
like, what's the difference between like 4'5" and 4'9"?
Maybe you want to be king of.
I don't like this.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what I have. As 5'11", I am now king of everything.
You're still
I-
short.
all
The
I'm
person in the house.
You went from 5'9" to 5'11". I think you know a little too much about those screws, dog. Like, where's that jump coming
I'm
from?
just like wheezing all the time, like
I'm just like holding your broken bones.
But no, we were running. The reason I wanted to say that early on is because it sort of segues directly into something that that happened. Oh, I didn't show you the trailer. It's fine though. But basically, Low Tier God, who we're kind of like, I don't want to say I'm a fan of Low Tier
I think
God.
I'm a fan. I haven't even seen that much content.
You don't want to be a fan.
I
of
definitely enjoy watching Low Tier God's videos because it's kind of like you look at someone like, wow, he really is like this. That's for real.
Yeah, like watching a train wreck.
And so in that respect, I sort of am a fan. But either way, he got on a actual produced reality show called I don't know what it's called, but it's on TBS. It's like by E-League, and it's like a bunch of Street Fighter players that live in. It's like the real world.
Yeah.
And so he's
Like
in
Big
there.
Brother.
Yeah, and he's in there, and he's just like. He's like the perfect person for it, right? Because he's like a piece of shit.
Of course they picked him, right? Out of all the people they could have picked, like those
'Cause
shows always pick the drama.
They,
There's
yeah, they
always the one
engineer
person.
that. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this guy is gonna be the like, it's gonna be the most contentious type of environment. And but in the house we were just running because there's this video where he plays L.I. Joe on Street Fighter on matchmaking, and he's like. He plays him, and L.I. Joe is like, oh, my God, it's actually him. Guys, and he's streaming at the same time. And he's like, this is going to be sick. And he plays him, and he beats him. And what Low Tier God hates is running off on the plug.
Yeah.
Quitting the match?
Or no. He hates when people quit after they finish, like, a game instead of, like, playing a best of 5 or 3. He's like, come on, run it back. But he'll, like, quit out if he gets mad enough, which is really funny.
He quits. You don't deserve my points.
Yeah. And so, I'd rather rage my points. It's so funny. And so, L.I. Joe is just funny because he's playing him, and he's getting trashed, and he's just like, let's go, bald boy. Just like,
This is top 8 Evo play, ball boy.
rigged bracket, fucking. And it's just like the most toxic shit. And so, in the kitchen, we were just like, what's up, short boy? Baby boy? Just, like, Dawson's just, like, bullying me. Body shaming me.
No, you kept saying honky. I don't know.
I
call
did.
me a honky.
Yeah, I came home and
And
I
then you
started
called me-
swinging hard
and
with
then-
calling you a
yeah.
honky.
You
I said,
called me a
stay broke,
honky,
honky.
And then you called me Puerto Rican. And then
Which one
you
is
called
it?
me Costa Rican. Which is just of the Americas.
Yeah, you're always switching it up on me.
I've always
What are you then?
Portuguese.
He stayed pretty consistent with the
Yeah.
Portuguese claim.
You really think that you could say that? Yeah, I'm a 32% Cherokee.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying?
That's not cool
What
either.
percentage is your Portuguese?
My mom's like half, I think. Portuguese,
Quote, unquote,
Italian.
Portuguese.
You're Portuguese. Okay, so like I don't even know where that is.
Well, she lived on an island.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she cook like fish in a
Eel.
wooden bucket?
Yeah.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Shouts out. You ever
Yeah.
think about Dawson's mom and wonder what she's like?
Yeah, a lot. Every night. Just before I'm falling to sleep.
Parents in general.
That's a weird
I just
thought.
came from the ocean like the Green Ranger's
Yeah.
Zord.
Someone played the flute,
Yeah.
but it's just all gothed out and
Yeah.
shit.
Someone said, I feel like I'm going to throw up.
No, they
Dawson just walked around the corner fully grown.
They played a dagger, and it's just like, I'm gonna throw up. And Dawson's just like, comes out fully grown as an adult. But yeah, it's actually really interesting. It's like, I bet people have been wanting to do this idea for a while, like reality shows of gamers. Or
Oh,
whatever
yeah,
you
why
call it.
not?
You know what I mean?
I think the sad reality of a lot of gamers is that, like, especially with League and Dota, what you see is what you get. Like, those guys really are playing. It's like, who would have known they play matchmaking 12 hours a day?
Yeah, they really
Yeah.
like. They just like that's what they do. They
Yeah.
log on
They just play.
and they try to hit like 9K or whatever.
Yeah, and I don't think that makes for great TV. So you could need low tier god to just roast the shit out of them while they do it.
I don't know the exact. Well, it's funny because like there was I believe someone who's trans just approaches Low Tier God immediately. This is like in the trailer for the thing, and it's like, oh, Low Tier God, the Low Tier God, you said a lot of stuff about me on the internet because he does. He talks a
Is
lot of
this
shit.
Ricky Ortiz potentially?
I don't think
But either way, she's just like, you've been saying a lot of stuff about me. Do you remember what you said? And he's like, I don't remember. Like
I
he's
don't
trying to.
recall.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing. He would like make fun of like brawly legs. That's his tag, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Brawly like he's like
Probably legs, yeah.
handicapped dude. He plays on his stomach.
Jesus.
He's just like, it's fucked up. And the platform, which is this super it's like this double-edged sword. Like, if I had cable, I'd be watching that.
Yeah.
But like, I shouldn't, right? Because you shouldn't reward that, and it's like this fucked up.
We've been talking
thing.
about that, like the dark side of where you can go with content, and like how there's a lot of dark magic you can use, like the downvote for Summit.
Yeah,
You
the
know, it's that-
downvote
yeah.
spirit
It's
bomb.
that
yeah,
watch the train wreck and get hype on it.
yeah.
Downvoting Spirit Bomb is still so hype though.
It's a difference. Like, okay, participating in the darkness is like
In the
different.
dark arts.
In the dark arts is different than like watching it, I guess.
Yeah.
Because watching it, you can just be like, I'm just here. I watched it. I saw the ad. Whatever.
But
it's
even
like,
watching it, you clicked.
you click.
You're indulging.
You're
Yeah.
doing. You're doing what they want you to
Yeah,
do. But
yeah.
when your eye sees the ad, that's what the point is. So,
I think reality TV too is like a form of dark magic.
it definitely
It
is.
is.
Like
yeah.
like as far as like a
Shout out to Frankie from the San Diego season. She passed away. She had cystic fibrosis.
real world. I'm actually a real world stan.
Are you
too.
really?
Yeah.
Really?
I fucking love.
What do you think of Robin?
I'm trying to remember who Robin is.
You should be trying to remember. She's been on like 6,000 seasons of like road
The
rules and
challenge.
stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because it's funny.
Is
in
Real World just Big Brother for someone who's
Yeah,
not-
Yeah,
basically,
but there's
yeah.
also like a show called The Challenge, where they like
It's
and
funny
road
because
rules earlier. on.
there are like in the real world there'll be people that go on and then just like continue to go on the shows.
Yeah.
Like they'll run like the circuit. It becomes their job to just be
That's so
seasonal
strange.
reality stars. It is super strange.
Johnny
in
Bananas.
Australia, they're kind of one and done usually.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they wanted to get more longevity out of those people. It's like, oh, people seem to really like this person, so just bring 'em back.
But,
Yeah.
like you can always find so it's like any industry that revolves around putting someone in a camera. Like there's always another one. They're not acting. That's the beauty of it. They don't need to act. They're just
Yeah,
a
they're just-
dysfunctional
Yeah.
human.
Exactly.
And
yeah.
there's
a
millions
lot
of
of
us.
those.
Yeah,
Dude, do we blow up the spot right now on our boy,
Which boy?
our tall friend? Wait, how tall is Ludwig?
Ludwig's not tall. I'm
I don't
way
think.
taller
He,
than
I don't.
Ludwig.
Yeah, I don't think
Ludwig's darkest secret genetically is that he's 5'11".
5 zip.
This 5 zip soaking wet.
No, it's true, dude. Ludwig just appears. He's one of those people you remember to be tall.
That's
he's,
okay.
He's
He said-
emotionally tall. as I
Okay,
would
so he
put
was
it.
saying that he was 6'1", and I was like,
There's no chance.
I
I'm gonna check
I
that just to make
believe
sure
it, but
my
I also
audio's
don't
good.
believe it.
It's not true.
I feel like he's my height. I feel like me and Ludwig
He
are
is, yeah.
the same height.
Well, okay. Well, did he tell you about the reality show thing?
No.
We've talked about the reality.
He was
like,
gonna go on a reality show.
I don't want to blow up the spot. I want him to tell the story if he
Sounds
wants
like a
to
good
talk
story.
about it. But
we could talk
basically,
about
I think he gave it a shot, but I'm not sure, so I'm not gonna.
I think he'd be a good.
But
character
isn't
on a
that
reality show.
so funny? It's like you have a friend who went on a reality show. How's my audio, guys? I got the chat up real quick just to make sure, so I don't have to run back over there.
you muted the entire time, didn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like Ludwig is handsome enough and dysfunctional enough when put in front of a camera to be great.
I think he's a perfect reality star, and he's
Yeah.
also he'll fuck up and apologize.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's like
and
the
that's
second
lovable,
episode.
yeah.
Like
And
I got really drunk last night. I just don't really.
he
Good,
also
thank
has
you.
good stuff to say when it comes to like. He's like, look, I'm sorry. Like, we can work from here.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna get wild again. You know what's gonna happen, but
Yeah.
that's part of the roller coaster of the fun.
I got a tweet. Also, I forgot to tweet.
You-
I'm in
you're-
fucking
yeah,
shambles.
you're fucking.
I had a
idiot.
lot
You played
to
the
do.
wrong song. You didn't.
I didn't
tweet
play
it
the
out.
wrong song. That was the one I wanted to play. I just didn't know that was the one you
You-
wanted to play.
Fucked up.
Don't yell at me.
I didn't know you guys were going super slow right away, but
I always because the other one just sounds so bad. It's jarring.
No, the other
It's
one's
not good.
Sick. It's like chopped and screwed.
Either way. Should we watch Reba?
Yeah, and so weird.
But yeah,
I think reality TV for like esports in general, like you were saying, is like would be bad, but the
Yeah.
FGC and how kind of like
the FGC is the community to do it with.
confrontational
real,
toxic
yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I think it's better.
Also, you just know that this idea has been tossed around for like probably like 15 years.
For
You're like,
sure.
we gotta put these guys in a house, man, and just
Well, like MTV Cribs and stuff, where they would have gamers and be like, "He's a Halo 3 pro."
yeah,
Yeah.
oh god, those were so
Like
funny.
that. What
Remember
has been
old
happening
gamers,
Yeah.
old pro gamers, like Halo.
I was saying this last
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I'm stoked on that like old school commentary. It just seemed to work for Halo.
Did you ever?
MLG Halo.
I saw
was
this
pretty hype.
MTV True Life. It was John Fatality.
Yeah,
Did you
yeah,
see-
yeah.
Dude, that was fucked up.
Fatality
there was a lot
on.
of good content about him.
It was. He was like the proto like melee player
The
where he would
first
travel
esport guy.
around, have his fucking CRT monitor,
Yeah.
his big Windows 98 rig,
Yeah,
and just play Unreal and go to lands
Sleep
and
on
win.
couches and
Sleep on
shit.
couches.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
he was grinding.
fucking crazy.
There's that mini doc on him on YouTube where he's talking about, like, he calls his dad when he wins and stuff, and he's like, I finally won. And yeah, for so long he was just living in the basement just every day, and he would always go, he's really upbeat though, he's like, practice, 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 and when you're done practicing, practice, you know. He's like, he was
Cameras turned off, he's just like slams a beer and just
before
like, whatever.
any of that stuff about like mentality or esports or the industry, like
Before
this
the
guy
inner game
was
of
in his
tennis.
basement practicing 12 hours a day and like hyped on it.
That's real shit. And also there wasn't like a lot of gaming gear. Like he was rocking the Microsoft mouse,
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
and
yeah.
like the Logitech keyboard, and you know what I mean?
It's
like
the same as guys like ZFG. Like, nobody showed him speedrun content. Nobody was like, here's a video that you're gonna get good off, or here's this. He was like, came up in an era where what he's doing now was like almost unprecedented.
yeah, it was like DIY like gamer man career.
Gamer man.
Just go for it.
Yeah. Actually, when we went to Arizona, we talked to Forward, and I guess well, I didn't know this, but Forward from Arizona was one of the first guys to like do the melee, like travel around the country and play thing
And farm.
and farm and like compete and
Yeah.
go reach for that. Like it became a thing later on. I guess this is what I've heard. Maybe someone did it before. Maybe Ken did. I don't fucking know. But that's like whoever like does that first to pave the way is like you're really out there. You're the astronaut.
Yeah, yeah. Did I tell you that there was that guy who showed up to Power 9 and said that he was like inspired by my story of travel?
Oh yeah, Andy.
He went back, dude. That was the nicest guy. I wish I would
Yeah.
hung
That's-
out with him more.
That's mind-blowing to me that somebody honestly dropped my name and was like, he made me believe that I could also come here and like try this out.
and like try to get, because he wanted to come to try to get better.
You guys
and
also looked the same.
Really?
It was fucked.
Yeah.
No, it was like really fucked up. How like I saw the back of his head, and for a second, and it was just this Fox player, and I was like,
Yeah, and you
Miles?
turn around, it's just like this dude with the European accent. He looks kind of like you, and you're just like, oh,
oh,
typical
Shouts-
Welsh. I don't
shouts-
know what you are.
Whoa. After all this time.
Puerto Rican. No, shout out to Andy. That guy was really
That
cool.
guy was really cool. Yeah.
Imagine Australia is a myth like the meme, and we just all get on the plane, and it's just like, he's bought in. It's like, this is the last stage of my trap to take you to this place where the plane goes.
Where do I go? What's
Just into like this killing field, I guess. You know, because you know that Australia doesn't exist meme?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, just this whole thing has been a bit to get you to come
Your
to
real
Australia.
accent sounds like mine.
Yeah. I'm just, I grew up in Idaho.
It would be Idaho. It'd be somewhere in the Midwest. or,
That's why he
like,
loves it so
the
much.
deep South.
He's just like dropping hints along the way where he's just like, man, I just love it here in Indiana. Wonder why. It's like-
The bartender recognizes me.
yeah, you gotta be like, oh, he's like, hey, what's going on, Andy?
What's up, Mark?
I'm like, does that guy, why do you call you Mark? He's like, don't worry about it. It's fine. He's weird.
The weird
He's
bartenders out here.
Yeah, I don't know, but it was just something. I'll show you the video later on because like I grinded low tier god videos, and I just you see someone so messed up and so weird, and you have the not vicarious, you have that sick like watch the train wreck sort of
Yeah.
feeling when you watch like rage videos, and I would at my old job I was just like watching those nonstop, and I don't know, you kind of feel like you end up. You like make a psychological profile in your head. You're like, why does he think this in this situation, but then in this situation? Oh, it's like you're trying to solve a puzzle of a person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it doesn't make sense.
No, it never.
Sometimes he's just mad, and then other times the same combo hits him, and he's like,
yeah. yeah. Well, one time he got hit by an Alex who like did a really good parry or something. He's like, all right, that's a little swaggy. That's cute.
He's like,
and I was
sometimes
like,
he likes
ooh, he
it.
complimented somebody. Like it was.
It's like
crazy.
there's a fine line between that's cute and you okey doke.
yeah, yeah.
Okey doke
He
motherfucker.
gets really. Oh yeah. Anyway, I don't even feel comfortable giving him like lip
Another
service.
platform, yeah.
But it's just this. He's gonna be on actual real TV,
it's crazy.
and that is crazy.
There's a phenomenon in Australia. It's keeping The Bachelor alive. They keep doing new seasons. Like, my sister and my mum got into this. They watch it like ironically, and everybody's
I don't
doing
think they
that.
Watch it ironically.
No, but they're watching it like, oh, this is so stupid. Like, they read like the negative reviews about it and stuff. But they're into it. Like, they watch it.
At my old job, some of the girls there were just
They get together and
talking
watch
about
it
The
together.
Bachelor. Yeah, yeah.
And they have like batchy nights where they'll like get together and hang out with their friends, and they're all like, yeah, we watch this ironically because it's so stupid because we're like educated women who obviously wouldn't watch this.
That thing is though,
I think there's a deep down.
Yeah.
the women I knew didn't watch it ironic. They were like, ah man, I lost my favorite guy left
I
or
think
whatever.
this thing in Australia, it's like everyone's so like hip to everything.
Yeah, that's
and,
what
like,
I was-
trying to
yeah.
be like, and like it's cool to be like, I understand what's going on here. So the only way that they can rationalize watching it is being like, it's ironic.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And there's a whole like, the show is literally being kept alive by that.
By ironic love?
by like.
How many things
Ironic
are
fans.
vinyl?
SoundCloud
No,
rap.
no, I don't think ironic love is keeping vinyl alive.
Well, what else is ironic love keeping afloat, breathing like a fucking zombified?
I think
Corpse.
a lot of like the shittier trap rappers.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Just
Like SoundCloud. Well, like who made it? That would be.
I think Young Lean's first album was like heavily. A lot of people like ironically liked that.
Yeah.
They thought it was dumb.
I think even
I feel
pop
like I'm being
music
put on
too,
blast right
like
now.
an extent, like people who like to shit on stuff will like listen to a pop song and be like, "Oh, I only like it for the meme."
It's
and
just
then
like
they
that Kyle
K-pop.
sketch.
K-pop is something that a lot of people get into ironically.
I'm not into it ironically. Am I just?
That's fine.
No, what it's like. Have you seen that Kyle sketch, the Julie Diamond one?
No.
He's like, who is this? This sounds so bad. And it's like he's driving with his
Is that
friend.
Cam?
He's, no,
Is Kyle Kim?
who's Julie Diamond? No, he's like, this sounds so bad. Who is this? Like, it's Julie Diamond. It's like, oh, what a bad track, right? He's like, doesn't change it, and he just keeps driving. He's like, we should go to the store and just buy a bunch of Julie Diamond CDs. Like, how stupid would that be? And they do, and they stop at a Best Buy, and it's the same idea of like, haha, you know, I only ironically like this, and then you just really do.
I'm trying to think of something that I ironically liked in the beginning that I now just really do.
Mine's
like.
Tears for Fears.
They just objectively slap, so I don't know. Why
Yeah,
you
but
would,
back
like,
when I was like a teenager, it was like, haha, lame, and then I was like, wait, no, real, good,
actually, I
actual.
You know what? A band that I think gets a lot of shit is like Red Hot Chili Peppers. Is a band that's like people are like that's you can only ironically like Red Hot Chili Peppers now.
I
I
think
don't
they're
know
just
about that.
bad.
Yeah, well, they're like Los Angeles stands
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
are definitely.
California.
Yeah.
Have you seen that YouTube video?
No.
It's just like every Red Hot Chili Peppers song. It's just like, I mean, California. Shoulda warn ya. Born in the state of California.
gonna say,
it's
like-
just like all they say.
Carly Rae early on
Yeah, that's a
That-
big one.
yeah,
because it was
maybe.
like
Call
but
me maybe. Call me maybe.
Call Me Maybe.
Yeah.
Like I like that ironically, but then it hits you with emotion. and
She's
she's
just
wearing
emotion. You're like,
a
"Oh,
mullet.
comes
this
out
really,
every album.
this really is like,
Yeah.
be like this. Well, it's also that's just like liking pop. Ironically, I don't
think,
know.
but I think pop is like an easy like, oh, this song. Like,
Pop is your first thing when you're growing up. Is like that you say you don't like. It's the first thing you try to like distance yourself from to identify yourself, right?
Maybe.
I don't know,
I feel like that was at least in my
because
like,
I feel like Blink 182 is like a really that's like a
Where
pop
are
band.
ya?
Yeah.
I definitely remember all of the boys singing Love Story by Taylor Swift, age 16, hammered as hell, but letting the girls do the boy part, you know, like being like,
I
Well,
don't
you-
remember
you
that.
be the
Yeah, I was
prince
gonna-
and I'll be the princess, but like to their girlfriend.
Well, see, you guys are cool. Australia's different.
Like we just love Taylor Swift, age 16.
Yeah, like
I still do to this day.
she came out the gate and you guys were like, "Yep."
Yeah, we were just like, I'm with it. I feel like there was it's almost reversed. There was this thing where it's just like, yeah, like I'm a lad who drinks like X amount and like fights on the weekend, but like I like Taylor Swift. You got a problem with that?
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
Is that a
in us.
calculated idea?
I don't think so. I think these guys are just so about what they're about that they're just like, yeah, I like this.
That's real shit.
And maybe for a lot of people it is kind of like, hey, I dare you to say that's lame.
Yeah.
Is that like full circle liking
I-
lame stuff as like a hey, what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah, I think it is. Because I guess it's not technically ironically liking it, but you're liking it for a different intent rather than just like because you enjoy it.
I think most of
Yeah.
these people just really do.
Little
enjoy it.
B. I think Little B.
Lil B's
like,
definitely.
you ironically like it, and then
I'm pretty sure I still ironically like it, but also
no,
love
but it also
Viper.
I don't ironically or really like Viper.
I'm in that camp.
I changed. I was a red mage, and then I evolved into a red wizard after listening to enough Viper, and became
Like
a
what
serious.
Viper songs are actually really good that you go back to?
The Suburban Area is the one with the "Kill Yourself, My Man." That's actually a really good
like
song.
Little B even has like some merit because he was part of the pack. So outside of his like solo shit, he was part of
Lil B's not bad.
yeah.
He just makes like 4 good songs out of 100
Yeah.
Yeah.
per.
But he also like
His parts per million is
Yeah.
is whack.
I really like those
But
guys
he's
who are on
moving
that
units.
releasing tip though. That's kind of a wave that started in hip hop and hasn't really seemed to transcend genres. Like just release. Like Gucci was doing it, the mixtape kind of era
yeah.
that
Yeah.
a lot of people got on. I've just like make it, release it. That's it.
Dat Piff
What a great
usurped by SoundCloud.
Kind of, but it's actually still huge.
it's
it?
different vibes.
everything becomes more commercial.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like,
DatPiff is kind of about clout. Like the rating system on DatPiff, if your mixtape's like platinum or whatever, there's a ranking system on how many times it's been downloaded and stuff. And like a lot of guys got huge off DatPiff, like Young
sure.
Dolph.
Is Mac Miller whack? Stay tuned.
Mac Miller's early stuff where he's like pizza and Kool-Aid, blazing weed every day. That's like all he. I listened to a full Mac Miller album and he's just like staying up late at college, smoking
Frat
weed.
rap is the wackest shit.
He was
ever,
on that
dude.
frat rap for a long
Well,
time.
I remember someone tweeted out like a long time ago. It's like the worst thing about Mac Miller is he's gonna make every frat guy think that he can do this too.
Yeah.
And that was like
I'm over incel core, dude. None of that.
incel core.
Not about that.
Is
shit.
that 303?
Might be.
What bands are in
303 is just
Hobo
Mac Miller
Johnson
but
is
screaming.
incel core for sure.
Jesus.
Someone brought up in the Discord Violent Femmes, and I could see that as the proto.
I've never heard Violent Femmes.
Really?
You heard Violent Femmes?
I can't remember a song.
You're on an island.
Blister in
here.
the Sun?
Hey, you know what?
Is that like
lit,
Island
though?
in the Sun by Weezer?
It's same song.
Scissor Sisters. There's a name you might not have heard in a
Pointer
long time.
Sisters is what hits my spot, but other than that, yeah. I don't know them.
Pop group, 2000s.
I don't.
S Club 7.
Ain't no
You guys
party
are just
like an S Club
listening,
party.
man.
He knows what's up. You know S Club 7
No.
on ABC Family? In
No.
between Kyle XY episodes?
No, I don't remember that. I know Kyle XY.
How does anyone
boy
not know
without a
X,
belly
X
button.
Club?
Well, you would know because they were like, they had accents. But for Americans, it was like,
Whoa.
I
What does
feel
that
like
mean?
I feel like Canada outsourced a lot of like shows to ABC Family.
Canada is a huge production of like mid-tier sitcoms. Not counting Degrassi,
Really?
because Degrassi's sick.
Yeah.
Degrassi's sick. But yeah, they just like pump out. They pumped out a lot of Nickelodeon shit, like 15.
I don't know what that is.
I was the one that Ryan Reynolds was on. He was Billy. He was the drummer for Dylan's band.
It's obscure that you know that.
Yeah.
I grinded the whole thing. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Melee.
More. No, I'm just saying more esports like reality shows like is. Depending on how this does, Low Tier God might pave the way for like other shit because of ratings. But then they gotta find.
yeah.
But you know what's fucked up? Then people are like, "Oh, I gotta be like Low Tier God to
Yeah,
get
yeah,
noticed."
yeah.
And that's
And
fucked
the
up.
problem with dark magic, especially we were saying like, can this work in esports? And then the answer is kind of like, it's much more of a family vibe. There's much more of like a, hey, that's wrong. Don't do that. Don't say that. Whereas in the media that produces things like real life or whatever it's called, it's
yeah.
just anything goes, and you can't be heard about it. Like
Yeah.
you're shoved off to the side now. You're nobody now. Next guy comes in, and it's like, you're going to get berated or stuff's going to happen to you. And if you have a problem with that, you're dispensable. Whereas esports is kind of like this family vibe where everyone gets on Twitter as soon as something slightly raunchy happens and is like condemning it, being like, hey, we don't feel this way. And I feel like if you get a guy like Low Tier God on camera firing off, the ratings aren't going to be enough to push through that and just be like, it's okay that he said that person, because that person isn't dispensable like they are in reality TV.
Yeah, you mean in the esports like space?
Yeah. And esports almost can't use the bad juju just because of how progressive and how militant everybody is in terms of like bringing what's right to the forefront instead of just doing what's good for TV.
Yeah. I don't know. That's definitely like two like Dragon Ball Z blasts that are going to meet.
Yeah.
And
Once esports gets big enough, I feel like that's going to happen.
another question is, why doesn't this happen with like real sports? Is because the athletes don't
Because they
have the
just make
fucking time.
so much money.
Yeah,
as
they don't
well.
need to do it. I guess.
Why would they?
Yeah. But how cool would that be to see LeBron just like?
Also, nobody cares. Like, nobody wants to know. I feel like probably a lot of people.
I don't know about that.
Probably a
If
lot
there's
of people
someone who's
do, but
famous for something, someone out there will be ready to like see what they do,
see what they
see what they
hoops
like
look
for
like.
breakfast.
Like
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
a lot of people, like if Kobe, like
Well,
they just
LeBron.
want to know how he would act in a situation with like
That's why
7
Cribs
other
was so
people.
hot.
yeah
You know what I mean?
It's just you get a picture into these people's lives.
yeah.
But I feel like for sports celebrities who are that big, there's no need for them to do it, like money or sponsorship wise.
Yeah, that's true. That's it. Yeah. Oh man, it feels like exploitative.
And also because they're
For sure.
because
I
they're
mean,
so
more
big,
than usual.
like I don't think many league pros are going to do this because their season is very regimented by the LCS. there's certain things they need to be doing,
Because Riot owns them.
Yeah.
but they're like a sports player. They have a schedule.
League players made it.
They don't need to do this shit anymore.
Yeah.
FGC, we're always looking around. for some like
FGC is-
external bread.
It's just the poorest. FGC is the girl with the futon and that works her shift at McDonald's.
No,
and
like-
then no, but like for real, like
We're just peasants, and the lords can come by and throw us a crust of bread, and we're just like, thank
yeah.
you.
right, like Summit.
But league guys have already.
They're
they've
very
made it.
much like someone.
They don't have to fight over scraps in the gutter like us.
Like
FGC people.
Bjergsen isn't fighting for scraps.
No, he's not. He's a household name at this point.
He's making bets on who lasts until the end in the Big Brother house.
Who's Bjergsen?
TSM's legendary player, the best
Yeah.
player in North America for
Okay.
League of Legends.
I don't know League of Legends players. Sorry. I play that
It's
really.
like,
kind
he's
of
like
like the
light,
North
light of
American
heaven.
faker. you
Okay.
know?
He's not like light of heaven.
Okay. Well,
He's
I
the
was- I
one
was on
where
board.
everyone's like, this is the man. Who's
Okay.
good.
He came to like the U.S. and just made.
Does he spell it
Dummy
like
amounts
Big
of money.
Jorgen?
There's a J in there.
There's a J. There's a J and some umlauts. Yes.
Weird.
He's not from here.
Just change it to
Dumb idiot.
Barry. I don't know. I don't like it. No. Yeah. Either way, it's gonna be weird. And on the other side of that, there's dude, my segues are so fire right now. Nudes.
Don't ever
nudes.
say that.
Nudes happened, and that's like FGC trying to break out of that, the slums.
Melee. Was it
Melee?
FGC?
You're right. No, it's Melee.
I'm not somebody who's usually really
Not the
sensitive to this kind of stuff, like turbo sensitive, but the send nude signs was kind of jarring.
It's funny because there people be like send it, they'd have the picture of it, and then they would underneath a caption just please don't, the send nude sign. And
But
just
still, like
please
even
don't.
what that's insinuating about gamers is like a bit too close to the bone.
It's pretty rough, yeah. I've been on Smashboards doing some research for old stuff, and there are some
There's some
fucking
tapes.
They're still there, like it's insane.
I
And
was-
not necessarily tapes of like women being harassed or anything, but just the language that's
Yeah.
getting thrown around. You're just like, my 2018 brain this is really spicy.
It's pretty spicy, yeah. And at the time, it was just like,
yeah,
that's it.
yeah.
Like I told that story when we were in Indiana about hacks, the rock bottom thread.
yeah.
And he's just like, Reno says one thing, like, hey, maybe you shouldn't bully people who are 4 times your size and you won't get rock bottomed at the local. And his response is just like, first off, Reno, you sailor. Like, just this
Yeah,
wall
dude.
of like, I'm
It's-
better than you and you're a minority in these ways, so this is why you suck. And he's just like, I'm flipping shoes on the internet and making what you make in a week at your dumb swimming job or whatever. Like, it's just this wall of text about like, you suck and I'm the best and you're a minority.
That thread is still up. You can
Yeah.
go still. It's like a national monument.
Yeah,
It's like the Grand Canyon.
It's fucked. And at the time, people were just like, Hacks is just a little angry on the internet. Like that. And it's funny because Melee's still like that almost. Like that,
Yeah.
how we found that tape of Mango.
yeah, that's a tape.
Yeah. Like that, like Johnny vomiting on the Summit stream. Like there's just so much stuff. And we're kind of blessed because that's who we are. We're a little rough around the edges.
Yeah,
It's lucky that we can sweep that under because if this was a bigger esport, people's careers would be getting ruined.
right. The thing. It's funny. There's just not enough money to ruin stuff.
Yeah, it's
The
like
castles aren't
but
built
also-
high enough. You
also
can just
there's-
kind of
yeah,
there's no
scoop 'em
infrastructure.
back.
Like which big house aren't going to be like, that was too much for you to now enter. Like that's whack.
Yeah.
Like Robin Hahn isn't going to ban you from his tournament because you vomited on stream. Like that's a ridiculous ban. But if there was a company behind it who have their interests at hand, they could be like, hey, don't do that because you're a sponsored player. There's no contract.
The glass ceiling with not having dev support is actually just. It's starting to. A lot more people are bumping their heads on it.
Yeah, for sure.
And they're gonna keep doing it.
Capping out in terms of melee, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
I mean, there's just like
You basically have to be a god at this point to transcend melee.
Yeah.
it's like I don't know if there is a cap in League, but like Melee, I feel like the cap is just so visible.
I think
Yeah.
the cap's kind of like fake a level of notoriety, popularity.
Yeah.
Faker. Is he
Yeah.
like the man?
But then the
He's
guy
just
who
pretty much
beats
going down
Faker
as,
is like
the man's.
yeah, but then the guy who like does like what Faker did.
No, all I'm
and
saying
better,
is I think he's
you know?
like at the peak of League of Legends fame. Like
For
what,
now,
what
yeah,
League
yeah,
of Legends can
definitely.
Is
get.
he like the Drake of League of Legends?
Pretty much.
Okay.
He's like the Michael Jordan. He's gonna go down as like people are gonna be like he
he's
was
the Michael
so
Jordan.
good.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
He's considered like, or was like the best.
What
player.
did you say you were the Michael Jordan of?
Fortnite. The
I'm
MJ
saying,
of
I'm
Fortnite.
saying I'm the Michael Jordan of everything.
You say a lot of shit, don't you?
Yeah, so do you.
You talk,
Like your height.
talk a lot of head. Baby
Little
boy.
baby boy.
Tiny boy.
In the car ride here, I was like, please don't let this just be hype jokes for the entire 2 hours.
Look, the thing is, this guy stands on his toes when you measure him, and that's all there is to it.
Look, the thing is, we all called that he was taller. He is by a little bit. And that's
True.
It's by a tiny amount, but we all guessed it.
It is-
Sean was
you
hitting
know
me
what,
with
Miles?
that. Sean was
You
like,
know what? It is tiny, isn't it? It is a small amount,
It is a very small amount.
and that's
look, if you
We're the same.
if you need to be 5'11", I'll let you be 5'11".
I don't know what I need. It's just you're one thing your whole life, and then someone's like, no, you're not. You're a different thing. You're like, oh,
I actually don't know whether I'm 6'1" or 6'2". I couldn't tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
that's
My
on some
license
first world
says I'm
problems.
6'0", but I swear to God I'm
Just
not
like, I don't know if
6'0".
the bank account has 6 figures or 7 figures
Yeah.
or...
It's it's either one. It's close. Yeah.
But about nudes,
Nudes.
Nudes.
Nudes in Oakland happen.
it looked way better than the one down here.
It did.
And the one down here was a shit show internally and externally, I feel
Was
like.
it externally a shit show?
Yeah, because, like, even going in, like, you went in.
Are you talking? Okay, when you say external, I immediately think of like
on
a
the stream. That's what I'm thinking.
I feel like there was a lot of overlay issues and stuff like that. Like, people were complaining about that it just looked kind of wonky.
There
and
were some
jank.
overlay mistakes for this one, but like also, I don't know. I only watched me and Ludwig's commentary for the bits.
You mean production-wise? There was mistakes?
Oh, for this one, they were like they weren't updating scores, like some.
There was
That's
more
a-
That's a
switched.
yikes. In 2018, not updating the score.
Yeah,
or
do it.
updating it wrong.
There's got to be someone there to do it.
with, like,
It's one man.
especially a tournament with, like, HBox and Plup there. You gotta, like,
Come on.
Yeah.
update the scores.
But
like,
I didn't. So I don't know, because the thing is, the only window we have into that tournament is the stream, because we didn't go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
just
there was,
weird
like-
that you
but
say
we-
it looked pretty good, but it's like we don't.
We also
really,
know though that like
It
the stream
looked
is not always
better,
the good, like the best window of a tournament.
Yeah,
True.
that's what I'm saying. So it's like
It looked better than the one in SoCal, I would say.
the stream did.
Yes.
Okay.
There looked like there was more people into it in the crowd. The
It
crowd
looked
bigger.
more...
Did you guys see when HBox was popping off, and there it's just like a row of like 5 people just kind of sitting quietly in
Yeah.
their chairs, just like
Okay, dude.
it was just like the camera. It's like almost like a Renaissance painting if the framing was different, but it's just so funny. Like the nonplussed people right in the front row, and he's just like yossing controllers, just like doing his thing, and you're like, all right. Well, I mean,
It's
you
like
won.
you can be king, but we don't have to like it.
I just don't like it. It's like, dude, you're not always battling adversity when you win. You're number one in the world.
Just please stop popping off like
Yeah.
it's new.
I mean, that's his thing.
He's just very emotional,
He's
and you
just-
can't hate that. I
He
guess.
was- speaking of emotional, no, I won't derail. But no, I watched Your Name the other day, and
Okay, the anime.
just got emotional about it. I didn't cry, but you know,
I heard a lot of people really say that's the one that got him to.
I haven't cried at a
Jeez.
film since Toy Story 3, and that was still when I was a little baby boy. So I don't.
I mean, you still are.
Crying at a film.
5'11".
I trying to picture the last film I cried at.
It's not something but either way,
I don't watch a lot of super emotional films though, so it's probably a low sample size.
it's a good movie. It's not like people think it's like an ender,
Toy
but I
Story
think
2
it's
3 or-
Your Name, because
Okay.
they think I feel like people who primarily watch anime, they just like watch anime and then they feel something at all, and they're like,
Yeah.
whoa, this is different from thinking about waifus,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like there's a level of quality that your head is bumping into a lot
Yeah.
if you're just grinding anime, and then Your Name kind of goes a little bit above that, and then people are like, this is it. Kind of like ping pong. This is it. It's
Ping
like,
pong is
it's
just
good. it's
actually they just instead of using anime tropes, they used the format to tell a story, right? And there wasn't just like a son deer waifu who plays ping pong and whatever this other thing. Like they just told a story about real people with that animation format. It just happened to be anime.
That's how it should be,
That's
right? Like
that is
you-
how it should be. But I think the
it's like Cowboy
animation
Bebop did the same thing.
sort of holds hands a lot with these tropes that repeat themselves.
It's just the idea that people can like look at anime and be like, that's what I like just because it looks that way. And
Yeah.
That's stupid. Anyway, sorry. We're
But
talking about nudes.
It also plays out that way with the stories, which
yeah.
is a problem.
Yeah,
but
which
yeah.
is dumb. Nudes. Well, so the thing is, we went to the one. You went to Santa Ana, right?
Yeah.
That was when we were beefing.
Yeah.
Did I see
Really?
you there?
They're still
You guys were
minding
still
bits.
We were
beefing
still
at that
beefing.
point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When was it? Like.
I'm so glad I sorted the beef out online.
Yeah.
He sorted it.
Did I not?
He did broker the meeting on the hill between the two captains.
Every day I was talking to you guys in the DMs, and they were like, "My greatest wish is that Anthony would talk to me. My greatest wish is that me and Dawson are friends."
That was
You both
verbatim. That was
literally-
verbatim.
You basically literally sent me the same thing, and I was just like ready to just screenshot and send it to the other one. And
I
just be
could-
like,
We could go back on the tapes. I've literally never said that in my life.
I
And
said
I will
it.
never say it.
I said.
He said it.
It's like Zach Galifianakis. Like I never said that. I will never say that.
He's just like, no,
Will you ever say that again?
make it clear that the
I
friendship
dream
isn't
about-
that important. to me."
Yeah, right. Like, what do you no, I was literally like, I have dreams sometimes where me and Dawson
You
are
said
buds,
that too,
and I wake
No,
up.
I said that fucked me up.
Yeah,
and you
it's,
said you also wish you were buds again.
it's
No,
true.
I
dog.
didn't say a
You
wish.
did.
What?
I'm gonna have to go back to these.
We
DMs
can go
and
back
start
to the tapes. I didn't say I
screenshotting.
wish we were friends again. I just felt really bad because I mans. Irregardless, we were beefing
Whoa,
at nudes.
The beef is back, right now.
I don't
We
care.
get it, dude. You don't care, dude.
I don't care about you.
It's
Whoa,
fine. I
whoa.
know.
I heard you cut that one short just then.
I'm 5'11" now. It's okay.
I was like, I don't need you anymore. I'm 5'11".
I'm
now.
5'11". I'm gonna take your
That's what I'm
shit.
saying, dude.
I don't need friends
Whatever.
when I'm almost 6 feet tall.
You're still in the
Manlet.
pit, dude. You're still in the pit. You haven't escaped the pit.
You're in the manlet pit, dude.
And me
It's
and Nick
okay.
are just standing on the rim of the pit, joking like, "Hey,
Yeah.
you're fucking
Throwing
5'0".
popcorn and shit. Wow. I can't believe
Okay,
you never
the-
sent
You did care. You were really sad, and you want to be friends again.
I never said that. I do not recall.
He's got a key. It's for camera. It's fine. It's
Alright,
okay.
alright.
After
But either way, you guys got into. I think it was in Hit Squad. You guys settled the beef.
Yeah, it was good. But at
It wasn't
Nudes,
a hit squad.
no, it was personal.
Personal call.
Called the call. Only Zuckerberg heard that one on Discord because he owns it probably. The Wumpus is actually just Zuckerberg's actual pet hippo, modeled after that. That he feeds slaves to. I don't
I
know.
like that tinfoil.
Have you seen that meme? That's like.
That's what I'm gonna wear.
Have you seen that joke? That's like when you post fire to the group squad, and it's like a bunch of people,
Yeah, and
like
then
a bunch of
Zuckerberg's
girls
laughing at
and
it.
he's laughing too. Yeah.
That's really good.
Um,
But yeah, we were beefing at Nudes.
Yeah.
Well, not like at there, but we at that time we weren't.
These tournaments sound
buds.
horrible. This one,
Nudes
Pat's
was
house.
fucking awful.
Well,
Johnny left because it was so bad. He just
Did he really?
He just
He
went
went
home?
himself.
That's
out of the
why.
bracket.
Well, what was so bad about it? It ran.
Uh,
Oh yeah, I know.
It
I
ran
remember now.
bad.
I remember now.
They seeded him to play H-Box like round 2.
It's just Babby's first Melee tournament. You think you can plug and play, and then all of a sudden
Everyone
the
tries
top
to
players
fuck
are
with
leaving.
Melee like that.
Yeah, because they think it's an easy girl.
It's just
Guess what? You got to wine and
prac- it's
dine her.
practice.
You got-
They
yeah.
asked some dudes to like
She's
run
beautiful
it
on
who
the
were
inside.
clearly unqualified. This is my pet peeve: is when unqualified people just
And she's
Ta-
older now. She's
take
been
the shot.
used already.
Yeah, she's not. This isn't MLG days. I know what you mean though.
This is
like
in
where
high
it's just
school.
like, yeah, I can't actually do this, but I'm gonna say I want to do it because I want my big break, and then it turns out shitty. And
It's whack. And then
Yeah.
they're like, no, it's the kids who are wrong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. They're like, damn, Melee players.
It's like they showed up late and they did this. It's like maybe they did, but you guys.
that's just part of the game, dude.
I feel like people can feel like they can organize a tournament and show up on some B game. Like, oh, these aren't league players.
They
These
think
aren't people who
that's
matter.
exactly what they think.
You
And
know?
in a way, if you're looking at the dollar amounts, they're right. But they're still humans.
I
and
mean,
you-
treat
and
them like world class. Why not? Give him a free area.
All
to
I'm
hang out
saying
with
is
some
there was a
food.
backroom to that tournament, and all of us were actually qualified, while we had to like give info to mans who were
That's so dumb.
day one
I
tournament.
hear that story over and over, like of people actually in the know and actually qualified having to save things.
Shadow doing the job of a guy who's just like, I'm an esports man.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
fucked. That's like, it's just directionless. Like there's no, it's libertarian land. It's the free hand.
It's
That's-
everyone's trying to get
that's
their
the
cut,
downfall
and
of our
sometimes
game.
you just gotta be like, maybe I can't do this.
You got to stand your ground. But it's like even then, like Algebra's doing this shit for free. You know, he's the one watching every
Definitely
single
fucking
Melee
helped
stream.
me out.
You know what I mean? Like,
But they,
like charge.
yeah, No, well,
fucking charge.
I think they're.
The problem with charging though is that like
They charge
these
now.
guys
Good,
who
I
know
think.
what they're doing, they understand. Like he understands seeding to the point where he also understands the logistics of a melee tournament, and he's not trying to put one more screw into a very
At what point are you tired of spending your time though? Tired of sacrificing your time to like have these mans who just have big pocketbooks and just want to buy Dig Dug?
No,
you know
no,
what I
don't
mean?
let those guys do it. But what a guy like Algebra is doing, if he's going to charge a TO of like full bloom, that's one more thing they've got to pay for, and it affects the event. Like, there's not a lot of money going around, and I think people like that understand that and are okay to do like somewhat of a community
Yeah,
service.
but like I understand, but how long do you do that for? Because
Well,
everyone
our
burns
game
out.
Our game is unsustainable, and it's built around people who have sacrificed.
I think there's certain.
It's like Dark Souls.
There's certain tournaments where it's like. There was enough money.
No
that it
TO
could've
is
paid
getting
for
his
it.
money's worth back. Like Juggle Guy's not making his time back. A lot of he's done so many years of organization for free almost. Like none of these people are gonna get their dollars worth out of Melee. And I think a lot of people have just come to
Well,
terms
I
with
think
that.
yeah, you can't measure it that way. You just can't because
'Cause, like, his
the answer is always really sad, and you're like, you look at the balance sheet and you're like, oh, that is a lot of time.
His expertise and all of his other people's expertise is very niche and should be worth like $50 an hour plus, right?
Well, can you slide laterally? Like, can you go from like I'm a TO, I organize and run events. Maybe you do like fucking weddings. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like when you've organized events as big as Genesis or Big House or that kind of thing, that experience and being like, I was the person who headed this and managed all of these divisions, that's real event planning.
You'd be surprised how many people like closer to the top actually are just the face and no. I'm not saying it's like anything like Genesis.
I
or,
understand
like,
that, but like even having
Big
your
House.
name on that and saying like I oversee all of this or I'm the man's at the top of the pyramid.
There are some names that I could say that have said that they are the top of the pyramid. That are
who don't
clearly
even
not
do
the top of
anything
the
anymore.
like they have done almost no work.
and have been
Others
like
same.
usurped by mans in the shadows who are like actually doing all the work.
Well, usurped means you claim the
Yeah,
power.
they
Well, being not overthrown but repositioned by someone who's actually doing all the work.
No, I'm saying they're claiming that they did all the work while the mans in the shadows are like slaving away.
Well,
until,
that's
like,
the
3
Alex
a.m.
whatever his name is, right? From Apex, who just like was doing less
Alex
and
Strife?
doing less and less work every year and just like threatening to quit, threatening to shut Apex down.
I don't know.
I
I don't know
don't-
that lore.
I
I only know the bad
I don't know
lore.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I only know the.
That all got released that like every year he was threatening to quit. Every year he was like doing less and less and just like putting it on other people.
I feel like that's a because I've heard other people that are the same way these days.
Same.
Not gonna name them,
Either way though,
but you know.
I mean if you
I think everybody knows.
to
Yeah,
get a
everybody
series off the ground, obviously you've done something right, and that is a marketable skill you could sell to a company.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Yeah.
have an English degree. I had to sell that to people trying to hire me, and that's hard. And I think it'd be easier if you actually did something instead of wrote papers about why this book was really cool.
Doing something is king.
Fuck books.
Experience is king, right?
Experience is huge, but also don't if you're like in English. Get your English degree. It's sick.
Yeah,
I,
don't
piece
TO
of paper.
tournaments.
I wouldn't
Don't-
change it for
don't-
anything. But
What
yeah.
you need to do is start running a local now. In a couple of years,
Absolutely
you'll be
not.
running a regional. Then you can try to step out, maybe snake someone's spot for a major.
Yeah, maybe.
Actually, if you play the game of you're doing other shit and then you just snake someone's spot, that's the route you should go. Don't do this whole ethical, like honest way where you work hard. It's fucking stupid. Just
Are you saying you have to step on some
Snake
necks
to
to
the
get
top.
where you are today?
I'm saying that I didn't step on any necks,
Of
and
course.
it was the worst experience of my life.
Just
and
a
I know
slog.
mans who have stepped on necks, and
And they're just sitting pretty.
yeah.
They're eating out on Blur's budget right now.
They're bankrolled by Blur.
Blur-
he's just rolling them like rolls of hundreds, just like whatever.
Blur for a
They
man.
kissed the ring enough times.
Blur for a man who actually like looked like a snake and then did something that kind of showed that he wasn't one. Seems to hire a bunch of snakes.
Wow.
I'll say it.
I know. I never thought it.
He's a snake charmer. I'll say it.
Okay, all right.
He himself, a lot of
So he's out there with the Power Rangers dagger, just.
yeah.
Is it taboo for me to go to the bathroom?
No,
No,
go
go
for
ahead.
it.
We'll hold it down.
I'm grabbing another beer on the way back.
That's what
real
what
reason?
he really wants. Actually, he just drank 2 beers.
That's it's a cycle.
Yeah.
Chicken or the egg, you know?
Yeah.
No, I don't know. Like, sometimes you just gotta say no to like opportunities that arise to you when you know someone else can do a better job.
This is your bag. What is this here
That's
for?
my backpack.
What's in here? Why is it so
The
heavy?
blicky. Don't worry about it.
So what? I brought the Draco over.
Yeah.
Y'all got toy swords. I got the real shit. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's another thing, guys. We talk about is like how absolutely fucking useless the council is.
Oh yeah.
And, like
Please.
from like day dot.
DayZ.
Oh yeah, day dot. It's I don't know. Why?
It just didn't make sense from the jump.
It's like they tried to be Nintendo.
They try to be Riot, yeah.
And
Where
it's
just
like-
hey, this word is law, and then someone was like, but I got this UCF memory card. I could just put it in.
Who would win?
Yeah.
Right? God damn it. Because it's like, even then, Juggle Guy was on the council just like, wobbling sucks, by the way, and he votes no.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Even though it's not going through.
it
it's
goes
just,
down. He's like, fuck you guys. And I don't know. It doesn't.
Well, there's the 5 and then there's the 25, and no one knows who's on what. Armada gave up his spot on one of them.
Because he knew it was whack. Because
Yeah.
it was the optimal play. Because he didn't want to be bogged down. He's not trying to run for mayor. He's a soldier, dude.
He is a soldier.
He's not trying to be colonel. He just wants to be on the front lines.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just funny how, like, all this shit went down with, like, Taff was posted about treating women, you know, how women get treated, which I thought was really insightful. And then someone was like, well, Chroma. He was like, well, we have this fucking council thing. We
Yeah.
have it. It's been around.
Let's just start
Maybe
throwing
we
out
should,
bans.
we should use it. And I feel like when it comes time to throw that out, for one, you can enforce it. For two, like,
I feel like
no one
Melee-
wants to pull that trigger.
Melee players swear that like getting banned from a tournament is like the end all be all of like anyone's life. It's like literally going to prison.
Yeah, like they said, Shizwiz might not be chill to go to tournaments anymore, and people like were like,
I just cannot believe.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
It's not alright.
it's that
Being able to go to a tournament is not like your
Oh,
God
no.
Yeah,
I
right,
thought
he's
I
like,
thought you
"It's
said
not
it's
all
not
right."
alright,
It's
and I
like,
was like,
"Alright."
well,
That's dumb as hell, then, my boy Shizwiz.
yeah,
Stab a couple people.
yeah. should be allowed in.
no, yeah.
Hey, no, but Falco's going through a drought right now, guys. Come on. Like the bird.
I feel like that argument got tossed around a lot, and it's like,
what? Why
fucking
does that matter?
yikes. Yeah.
It's
If
but
he plays it, dude, some kid posted in my stream. Sorry to cut you off, son. That he's like, yo, let's be real though. If he plays a float, he's banned right now. Someone posted that, and I was
If
like,
he's-
yo,
if
real
he's a-
rap.
if he's
Ices,
second best
yeah, if
puff,
Like
if he's
real
an
rap,
Ices,
he's
that's
banned right now.
yeah.
you know, if he's second best puff in the world, HBox is like, yeah, this guy's got to go.
From Florida too. He's
yeah,
like,
from
it's too
Florida. He does it
HBox
dirty.
sweating.
yeah. He's like, he just like makes a tweet like, he's like, I just don't think that he should be allowed to go to tournaments, and I think I'm right on this one. Yeah, it's like
Hbox hates other puff mains, dude.
that's
They don't. He doesn't want him getting too
that's
close
the
to his
new
crown.
meta is being able to warm up players for HBox, or confusing him with enough different characters so that he can be beaten.
Yes.
And
Big left. Good theory.
yeah, and that's I don't know.
People need to start taking the sacrifice of playing their main. Like, if you play Marth, just understand that you're going in the pile of, like, non-foxes that are going to lose to him.
Yeah,
And just play it so that he doesn't warm up in bracket to the fox.
exactly.
Just
Yeah.
go Game and Watch or something.
Yeah, just mess with him.
Just try to beat him with whatever man you regularly play. And then a fox main will come along, top 3, beat him.
Done.
Camp him out with like a low tier.
Armada has talked about Young Link. He's like, it's not a bad matchup, but it's just fucking miserable.
Yeah, it is miserable.
He's like, I don't want to do it.
it's miserable
I think
to
it's
watch,
a
too.
terrible matchup for Young Link.
Well, Armada thinks differently.
Well, Armada doesn't play Young Link anymore.
Do you? What do you call your Young Link?
Young
There's no flannel.
Young
Young
Sting.
Sting.
No, definitely not.
He just sells that weed, dog. He's
It's just
him and Tingle with
it's
that
just
tree.
It's Young Link, but there's no O.
Young Link. Well,
Yeah.
that's pretty.
It's on the
standard.
nose, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
feel like everyone has the same Young Link, and they always go to the pink one, and then there's the argument of if it's white or not.
It's
It's
definitely
not
white.
It's pink.
There you go.
His color. What do you mean?
Are you
His color
you're
is
dumb as hell, dude.
On the
Young Link.
game, on the game Melee.
We're talking about Young Link.
Yeah,
The skin where he has pink skin.
it's white.
It's very light pink.
Vote on your phones now.
I feel like chat just exploded.
It's
with just,
actually
like,
white. I can't
50-50.
believe people think it's pink.
I can't believe you're dumb enough to not see that shade of pink.
I feel like your guys' eyes are fucked up.
I
feel
feel
like
like
your
everyone in the
height's
chat
fucked
right
up.
now is posting pink.
We'll figure it out later on. But yeah, what were we talking about? I was saying how the council's like this huge fucking meme, and it always was, and it was destined to like just be useless. And
Because then at that point it's like, well, who's picking the council? And it's just themselves. And then it's like, well, why can't I be?
it's like
on the
people
council?
tried. They're trying to just
regulating
make
the
America.
unregulated,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
The
can't
thing,
do that.
You need like leadership, but also leadership with real money and power.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what government is power.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. You know that game that you guys watch, Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
There's
I
that.
did, yeah.
The Tyrion, he's like talking to somebody, and there's this riddle that it's like, this guy, there's a sellsword, and their queen asked him to kill somebody, a rich guy asked him to kill somebody, and a priest asked him to kill somebody, and who does he follow?
The rich guy, obviously.
Rich guy.
Well, that's the question. Is like it depends, and
Yeah.
it's like where you kind of lay your. I'm paraphrasing this. I might have totally fucked it up too, but it's like it's where
there's one definitive.
it's where you
answer.
lay down your values, and that situation is like it's like the council. Where do they fill in there? Queen, authority, government.
Yeah,
It-
it's government.
But it's like the crimson blur, and people are just look at him and they're like, nah, fuck
The
you,
problem
man.
is
I'm gonna
it's-
use the memory card.
Well, it's
and it's like-
unregulated. Like, if you want to play UCF,
Well, there's no consequence. The queen, at the very least,
there's
she can
no
say
enforcement.
get him,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the priest can. I don't know. The priest is he's probably the weakest there, but you know what I mean. So like, what power are they
The
exerting?
priests definitely, like, if you think about crusades and stuff, they weren't weak. Like, them boys were going out there and just killing heathens.
Well, there it is too. Then.
Yeah.
So maybe
There's fear on all fronts, I guess.
But they
or,
were
like,
literally,
interest
like,
with
the church
merchant
has literally killed millions of people.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's chill. But like, but so what I'm saying is like the council has nothing. They have nothing to threaten with. There's no power. There's no bargaining chip.
Yeah.
If they controlled all of the big TOs and all of the money going into Melee was going through them, then they would.
Imagine right fucking now, 10 years ago, because I've been reading a lot of Smash Bros. Posts, you give someone a vision into the future, and it's three assholes that they've never seen or heard of before,
Have
and they're
decided.
talking about the council. And they're like, what the fuck is going on with
Everybody
Melee?
on Smashboards is just posting, like, get these bitches out of here.
Or-
like,
well, they're like, what happened in 10 years that there's a council?
Cam's like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
what do you mean a council?
Like, are there people like getting gutted on stone slabs and shit? Like, it sounds very
It's like we're just in our garage.
yeah.
That's the problem, is that they tried to make it into this regulated thing, and it's like, we've got a UCF memory card and 30 guys who want to play it. That's a tournament.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the invisible hand, baby.
Yeah, kind of.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like,
They're trying to be Riot,
as much as
and
we
don't
hate
care.
as much as we want to rock bottom libertarians, this is the libertarian paradise.
Melee is, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is why I hate it so
Yeah,
much.
it's yeah. But yeah, it's that's the thing. And it's funny that like the new SSS, like it's coming around again.
It's coming back.
Fro made the post, and it's just like, oh, by the way, fucking boxes are legal and UCF is legal because Summit's coming up.
Yeah.
Because the bigger guys said like are using this version,
Yeah.
and now we got to do that.
You know what that reminds
It's
me
just
of?
power. What?
That reminds me of when we were all at SSS, and it's like some shitty random match going on the mainstream, and the versus Peppis going on the side stream, and everyone was like, mainstream, put it on. And Bevan
Bevan
Barlos was
Barlos.
saying no or whatever. And then McCain walks up, and he's like, no, this is really fun. You should put it on the mainstream.
Well,
Guess
even
what
in the
happened?
thread.
Guess what happened instantly?
We
As
got
soo-
put on the side stream. We did not go on the
We
mainstream.
we weren't even gonna.
We
get
weren't even
streamed
going to
for
get
that.
a stream.
In
Yeah,
That's-
the
that's what
thread,
I meant to
McCain
say.
was like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you do this? Everyone wants, like,
Yeah.
there's enough, like, interest for it. Just put it on the
And no,
side
but he
stream.
walked up to the TO desk and changed that conversation instantly. Because there was a full room of people who wanted it, and the TOs were just not going to do it. And then McCain goes up, hey, wouldn't it be really fun, though?
yeah.
Now it's up there.
Well, he kind of also, not McCain, but Bevan. He whose name we don't speak
Yeah.
of anymore.
Voldemort, if we're talking in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
It's
references.
just, what I'm trying to point out is it's always been that way.
Well, yeah, he was like unbudging, like, why would I ever put that on
He was like
stream?
shitting on the idea.
And then
It's like-
after he walked it back instantly and was like, well, I never said I wasn't gonna put it on stream. After like the
Yeah.
pushback was hard.
And you know what? As soon as it
Evan.
was a hit, everybody was trying to, all the TOs and all the big people of SoCal Melee was like, Peppers versus FD2?
Yeah,
And
every
now that
dude.
Bro was trying to
Yeah,
Bro was trying to get that shit as well. All of these
He
TOs
was
have
in the
been,
DMs.
he's in the it's like
every time I'm hanging out with my boys, it's like, oh, there's all this TOs are messaging Stanky or whatever, or messaging whoever, being like, hey, Peppers vs FT2 posted on SoCal Mail. It's like, where the fuck were you guys when we weren't hot?
right. Yeah, it's exactly it. Like it was just we beefed. And it was fucking fun, and then you guys realized later on, and that's just so whack.
But the funny part is, they almost weren't gonna it almost wasn't gonna be hot because they were gonna step on it.
Yeah, because
in
it
the
wasn't cool enough, or it wasn't big enough,
And
or
then
whatever.
McCain said, hey, why don't you do it? And then it became a hit, and they said, oh, do it again. Now that they weren't even gonna do it the first time.
Fuckers, dude.
It's so funny, dude.
That's whack.
That's whack. SSS is $20 now. That's whack.
What?
Yeah.
Late reg is $20.
Oof. Venue is 15.
Remember the days back when Dendy would just sign you the fuck up day of?
Yeah.
You just slip him one. Shouts out.
None of it matters anymore.
Hey,
I haven't
Denny's a
paid
good
for an
bloke, dude.
SSS in years.
Yeah, dude.
Just start releasing all these tapes. Hey, remember that time when the prize pool was $10 short? That's because I didn't pay.
Yeah, actually, Wieners has been hooking up my venue fee. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, it's funny too, because again, with the new SSS, it's literally like, oh, the bigger tournament that is more important, they're going to be using UCF, and the players are going to want that. So we're just going to change the fundamental rules of the council, in which if you run a tournament, you have to abide by the rules, which Blur top down runs SSS and Team Oxy. We're just going to change it, and it just seems like this.
The players are the real council. Let's be real.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but it's like it's just such like a defeat. It's just a concession. So it's like, just dissolve this shit. Like, or do something.
Literally
Mango is bigger
every
than the entire
tournament in
council.
SoCal, I think, runs UCF except for. I mean, there's obviously reasons in place for it.
I get it,
Like
but
behind closed doors, there's
just
obvious,
I know, yeah.
but at a local
just
level,
to walk
yeah.
back,
Yeah.
that's the weird thing.
don't die on the hill and then try to like.
And then try to be like, wait, no, I'm coming down.
You're
I'm
d-
coming
you're
down.
dying breath, like,
Oh, wait, just wait.
Oh, this hurts. This hurts.
McCain walks over to the TO desk and says, UCF?
Yeah.
And everyone's just like, yeah. Like, Mango's opinion is bigger than all of those 25. Let's be real.
Yeah,
And he goes, no, I'm not coming now. They're not going to go, all right, don't.
and that's what's fucked.
And then Plop
and
says
nothing
he's
will
not
solve
coming,
that.
and Hungrybucks says he's not coming. They don't go, all right. Nobody says that.
The only thing
Yeah.
that solves this is money, because, like you said, 30 guys in a garage is a tournament, and it's their tournament.
But the other thing that gets money is top players get players through the door.
I'm
And they
talking
know
about big ass
Yeah,
money.
if Nintendo's not cutting me a check, I'm running UCF. Like, that's just how it's gonna go.
It's so buttery.
that. So, like, why the council is just obsolete, right?
Yeah.
It is, but until I feel like walking it back on SSS was the big beacon that's like, okay, this really doesn't matter, because you're just gonna walk it back. Like it's done.
Oh, was there beef there at all?
No, it's.
No.
I'm just saying it's like, it was a meme on paper, and now it's a meme in reality.
Right, because they need SSS to be big again, and this is the way that it will be. This is the only way it can be.
And they just they put down all their morals just to.
Why
Gay
is
for
everybody
pay.
standing for SSS so hard? Like, why does SSS need to come back?
It's got this legacy thing to it.
Legacy is just like such a thing in Melee, dude.
SSS was always chill. In the CPP days, it was. I loved those tournaments. I fucking loved the CPP room.
I hated that room, by the way, when
Why?
I just.
You hate a lot.
Yeah, they never had food available on the
That's
parking.
true. On
the
Sundays,
like
it was
getting
fucked.
into CPP if you're not from the area was like fucked.
But you get in there.
Getting in, I like. I don't know, man.
Was it the same room as Bigger Belk?
Yes.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah. It was a good time. But then you're trying to reignite the magic with
Also,
eSports
ESA,
Arena.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
kind of
it's
you
like-
know.
Esports Arena's vibe is wrong, I feel.
If the name eSports is on the door, Melee kind of doesn't belong there. They're
I
only
want
a
to play in a
guest.
church
Yeah.
or a gym hall.
Yeah.
Church is
Then
dead.
again, it's like does that come back to the same thing? Like, should we just fucking what? You just want to be shitty all
yeah,
the
we
fucking
do
time?
want to be shitty.
I don't know
Some
if we want to be
people don't.
shitty.
The Hugs definitely doesn't.
I don't want to be shitty.
Hugs stands for ESA because he's like, fuck a toy store. They got AC. I want to go there. I want to go to ESA. And that's fair. And that makes a lot of sense.
That is
too.
fair. Yeah.
So
But also, like,
he gets hot, you know.
there's a place where esports is done, and it's not like shady.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know the back. I don't know the lore.
My problem with Esports Arena is it just ticks too many of the boxes of things I don't like at a tournament. Dark, cramped, loud, weird lighting.
Yeah, but all their tournaments are that too.
Yeah.
I know, but dark, hot, cramped, like loud, like that. Those aren't things like when the Mayhem venue. You can step outside. You're one step from walking through that door and being outside.
Yeah, if you go outside in Santa Ana, it's kind of like, well, now I'm just on a street corner.
But you have to walk all the way back out the venue. Like, if you're in a,
I don't know what you mean. You can literally just walk outside at East.
Yeah,
as
but
well.
like the old Mayhem venue, there was like,
there's like that
Mayhem
court-
venue was fucking sick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a courtyard there. There's a stage, which is literally like a theater.
But you know what
stage.
that's paid for? Donations to the Church of Jesus Christ.
I'm okay with that.
That's what I'm saying. Like someone put up the bread, even if it was
You know where our
years
locals are
ago.
held in our scene? Freemasons Hall.
what? When he
Smash
told me
Brothers
that,
and
I was like,
Union?
that's fucking wild.
Are you
Brothers in
fucking-
Arms, dude.
That's
was-
insane.
He's got the geometric tattoo and everything, dude.
I hosted.
He's wearing the G.
Miles Warehouse 2, which is like a massive Australian tournament at the time, like broke records and stuff at that Freemasons Hall, and those guys gave me an insane deal. And the thing they were saying was, we just like community events, and you boys look like you have a good time. They
See,
just hooked us
I
up.
will say that when I ran
With a big
the
venue.
church tournaments, the venue was always accommodating, and it was
well,
always
they have
like,
to be because
it was always cheap.
Jesus is
It was
watching.
hands down
And
probably
they'll
the cheapest
bring a guy
venue
to
in
make
SoCal.
food, like those hot dogs.
The
and
hot
stuff.
dog man.
Hot dog man, unsung hero of SoCal Smash.
We all still remember
we all
you.
like hot dog man.
We valued you when you were around, and we miss you because you're gone.
I can bring him
Bring
back.
Hot Dog Man back
I can literally.
to Elysium.
I could probably just hit him up. and
Bring
like,
Hot Dog Man
hey,
to Nimbo.
Butter side up, it's alright.
My problem with that is like, again with the council and the secret calendars, and there's too much like.
Secret
There's
calendar.
too much like stupid bullshit in Melee that's trying to make it more legitimate as opposed to just like, hey, let's work as like a team.
It's a point where you just have to say, this is our libertarian wasteland, and to make a invisible Mad Max council when there's not even any oil to fight over, just forget it, man.
Yeah.
The only thing I think the council should be talking about, I feel like it's so lame we're even talking about the fucking council, but is
The goddamn council.
the point Chroma made is like
The
maybe a
dumbest
code
stuff.
of conduct at tournaments, like maybe a real like let's decide whether or not sus people have to go.
What is a bannable offense?
I think that's a pretty cool thing to focus on instead of like whether or
UCF,
not
question mark?
the special version of video game can be run. That's so much more important is getting people
Making the people inside feel comfortable as opposed to what version of the game we're like running.
a
Exactly.
system
Unless
to
it's PAL.
police like people's behavior within a venue.
Not necessarily, but just like, hey, like this person's really shitty. Should we let them in our community anymore?
It's not about policing, but it's about like
I think policing is like has a negative connotation.
it does.
Yeah,
I
but
would just
I-
choose a different
I
word
see-
because
in
it gets
Australia,
very.
I like police.
Well, you
Because
like
in
police,
my
but
country they-
in my country,
they
I
shoot
ask if
people.
I'm being detained.
Yeah, there's KRS-One songs that talk about.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. See, police aren't a problem.
Mind
in
over
my
matter.
country.
Whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
When I said
man.
policing, I thought of safety and everyone in the venue not being shot.
Well, we have a little phrase here. It's called "Puis no steppy." So
I mean, I
That
can
is a
abide by-
phrase.
I can abide by puis no steppy.
I'm seeing if there's
No,
any
but it's
problems
just
there.
like I think the issues that the council or whatever we're trying to tackle were just like stupid. Like I don't know, because like at a local level things just change. Like the game isn't streamlined or there isn't enough infrastructure there for like anything they say to actually matter, except for things like, hey, like here's what we think of this person. Like maybe he should be banned because he is an abuser
And at
or
that
like
point-
shot people.
At
or
that point, the
something
council
like
has
that.
to be like moral arbiters, and that's risky too. That's like a dicey territory in which to say, I
agree.
ordain you as chill.
And then regional TOs have to enforce that, even if they don't believe that themselves, or they have to enforce a set.
And even then,
Series of
it's
rules.
there's no punishment to not doing it. Juggle Guy is really chill with X evil man, and he's like, you know what, you can play a big ass. I don't care.
What are they going to do about
What are
it?
they gonna do? They're not
Yeah.
gonna do anything.
I feel like
There's
this
no
whole
power.
thing comes down to, you're not my dad, you can't tell me what to do.
I think there is a connotation that
But your
you're
stepdad can still beat you.
Yeah,
But the council can't beat anyone.
It's-
But
it's like
it
a
could
really
put a
wimpy
stain,
stepdad.
It could put a stain.
He's
on,
not even
like,
dicking your mom. Go ahead.
It could put a Jesus. It could put a stain
he's a soft cock, if you
on
will.
like a tournament's name. Like say like Jungle Guy lets this abuser into Big House, and everyone's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then like people like plant their feet and like I'm not going to Big House anymore, and
I don't
that's
think
like really
that stops
sucks.
top players, and I don't think that stops what actually creates.
It might.
No, it doesn't, bro. Fucking Plop doesn't decide which tournament to go to because X, Y, Z random. He doesn't even care about that shit. Like, he probably does care, but what I mean is it's not going to stop him. He wants to compete on a day. That's what he's there to do.
These guys are soldiers in the sand, bro.
I feel like people would actually like care a bit more.
Also, like, they're in the back room. They don't even. They're not on the like. They're there to compete. They come through the venue, straight into the VIP, warm up, go on stage, do your thing, leave. And I don't hate that. I respect that.
Yeah, but I feel like you're just like I feel like that's completely like not necessarily dehumanizing, but it's just like they're
is what's going to
only.
influence his decision more than like whether random XYZ Jim is allowed in who's done some sketchy stuff at a regional in a thread he hasn't read.
I'm saying like in this like scenario, like hey, like this like figurehead or whatever is like a shitty person that maybe gets banned.
Oh, so you're saying if Juggle Guy, all hypothetical,
Outing
of course.
figureheads more than
Not necessarily. Yeah, like someone with not like fucking rando
like what happened to
Falco.
Alex Strife.
Yeah, like that. Like
Wait, I don't
someone a bit
understand.
bigger.
So wait, are you saying Juggle Guy does something sus?
No, I'm saying like X figurehead is like condemned sus or whatever. Jungle Guy still lets him into his tournament. I think more people plant their feet and like don't go to the Big House or whatever.
I think
I
that's more
guess,
about
but-
freedom of information than the council existing, though. I think if we all found out today that, like, let's XYZ commentator is, like, a predator or a molester or whatever, that as long as that's public information, it doesn't need to be council ordained that that's sus.
Well, yeah, but I feel like there's also things that aren't very public that people do.
Also, it's like it's proven in the court of law type of shit. And like, not to say,
There's.
you know what? It's like then accusations start getting thrown around, and it's like then maybe you can just decimate somebody by just saying something,
The
which I
council
don't
is the
think
people in
happens.
Melee,
doesn't
right?
happen. Yeah.
But
What?
The council is the people.
That's
like,
so fucked.
It's kind of already, like,
It's
but
so fucked.
that's what the people decide on.
We're just like
Twitter
out here
or-
trying to be like us trying to figure all this out as a community is just like government 101.
Yeah.
Like we're just fucking Lord of
We're
the
all
Flies.
raising our hands like, well, what if?
Yeah, we just don't know. Like
Yeah.
it's like babby government, and it's so fucking stupid. It's so dumb.
I didn't vote for any of those 25. I'll say that.
Not my president.
Yeah, not my.
There
not
should
my
be
council.
no sponsored players, no esports teams. Cloud9, it's done. Panda Gaming,
Okay.
done.
Axed.
But Panda Gaming? Alright.
They're cool.
Yeah,
no,
just the Drake.
no sponsored players, no esports, money, none of it. It has to be in the caves all the time. Because if not, then we're just pretending that we're not Unga Bunga Men.
We Melee is the Unga Bunga of esports. Yes.
Yeah, but to put a suit on a caveman and make him go, all right, Gronk, now serve the tea.
But I think
Yeah.
He's
the
like,
thi-
"Ugh,"
but
and
the
he just
thing
throws
about,
it.
like,
This
Unga
isn't a
Bunga Man is that he-
Geico commercial,
he's
dude.
also-
Like,
I'm just saying.
no, I'm not roasting your bit. I'm just saying.
The thing about Unga Bunga Man is he's resourceful, and probably more resourceful than any other esport. Like Melee players are what is it like? Life of Mike? What was it?
Mind of Mike.
Mind of Mike. Like
God, don't fucking do this, man.
I'm not doing.
Don't
this.
do this to
We
me
won't
right
talk
now,
about Mind
bro.
of Mike right now. But what I'm saying is,
Fucking hate Mind of Mike.
Unga Bunga esports is almost more resourceful because they have to go looking. They don't know if the wild berries are safe, but they're gonna eat them.
You gotta eat him.
They're gonna eat some bad YouTube content. They're gonna eat some bad Twitch content. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not Bergson who just has like piles of like ready-made meals and fresh meat. The Melee players have to make mistakes and eat bad make Mind of Mike. You know, like, they have to go looking, and I think that's the beauty of Unga Bunga Man is that he needs to look for resources where he doesn't know that it's safe.
I don't know if that's like.
He
Is
will.
that good?
I don't. It's
It's,
more
I
honest.
don't like. I
It's
don't know.
honest.
It's honest.
and
yeah,
it's not
I'll
a split
give it that.
identity of
Yeah.
like, who are we? It's like we're Unga Bunga
Well,
Men.
guys trying to
That
survive.
Team Liquid came over and they put a dress on him, and they're like, "Don't you look pretty?" And he,
Legacy player who doesn't play anymore.
yeah, and he's just like, and that's like
That's
that's
fine.
so stupid.
That's fine.
Take the dress off, man.
No, because
Fuck it all.
It's about like
Wear the
way
loincloth.
Hugo said was like he's trying to survive off gaming first and foremost, and Unga Bunga Man is just trying to survive too, and that's how we evolved. Is just eating things we didn't know were going to be good for us, looking around, what can we do here, and that's good.
It's not good because it creates a fractured identity that leads to the fucking council.
No, it creates an identity that's just down to do anything to survive.
That's
I don't know. if
yeah, but that's
good.
always been
Yeah.
there. That has nothing to do with like the Team Liquid dress being put on
But the Unga Bunga Man just realized that Team Liquid Hand is going to give him food every day if he goes to a certain place, and he's like, all right, that's better than fighting Sabertooths.
Yeah, but like it shouldn't. That's what fucks it up. Is
No.
Yes.
He has to fight the Sabertooths and die?
Yes.
He can't realize there's an easier way with
I
Mind
think-
of Mike on YouTube?
I think sometimes fighting the Sabertooth and dying is better than dressing up as a suit and trying to not be an Unga
Getting
Bunga
dressed
man.
up and
But I don't think we even dress up that well. Like, we barely even apply the lipstick properly. We're still saying slurs on Twitch. We're still fucking up all the time.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like Melee players are these perfect beings that are, like, wearing the dress and being beautiful about it. They're, like, still...
Yeah, that's what's fucking stupid. That's what I'm saying. Is like this identity is just split
It's
in
like
two.
Melee right now has an identity crisis and
It
always
does,
has,
yeah,
where
it
it's like, we are this legitimate esport, we're also part of the FGC, but we're also grassroots as fuck and like not any of those things. And it's just there's so much inner conflict of what the community wants and what like the actual game allows without like dev support
I think the only thing that matters is top player opinions when you're talking real shit.
right now. But like if you get into that, that's kind of like whack too. Like the idea
Not
that
really,
only
top players drive everything.
I don't think in other esports necessarily.
Top TO opinions are important.
No,
as
no.
well.
In other esports, the priest or the government or whatever you want to call it actually have power. Like they actually
Yeah,
wrote up
well,
real
that's what I'm
contracts
saying.
instead of contracts that are like, hey, please.
This weird like scaling triangle pyramid that Melee is like not good. Like having like
I think it's
and it's
fine.
only gonna get worse. It's not
Yeah.
fine.
The people in the shadows who have power is just like the players that are liked the most, and I kind of like that in a way. I don't like that Bjergsen could just be canned and the league would be like, there'll be another superstar. Fuck you if you don't do what we say. Nobody's big enough in a player sense to usurp League of Legends, Riot, and I like that in Melee, Mango's opinion on how a tournament runs, or Hbox's opinion, probably not Hbox, but other top players matter.
but there's a fucked up coin to like there's two sides to that coin and one side is really fucked up where it's like say like me as a TO like a top player just like shits on my
Yeah,
tournament.
that's
It's
horrible.
like
yeah, that is horrible.
fucking you didn't let me hit the pen outside. This tournament
I
fucking
want to be
sucks.
20 minutes late to my match, and if I can't be high and smoke pen in the venue,
It's like
fuck it.
it's like that
I don't
that
wanna be there.
that whole thing like
Strong Unga Bunga Man.
And Dustin's the Unga Bunga Man with the glasses on. Who's
He's like trying to organize them.
Yeah, he's like writing a schedule on the cave wall, and he's
Yeah.
like, ooh, like it's got to be like this.
I was the first man to find fire and I'm just like
Yeah, you're just trying to figure it out, and other the other Unga Bunga Man is just pooping and just throwing
Yeah.
at you.
at the schedule and I'm just like No, but like there's the thing about top players' opinion like in Melee is like the only thing that matters is it creates
It's a
TPP.
problem,
And
yeah.
like TPP is like the worst fucking thing to happen.
You're out here saying TPP is gang
I
as
like
shit.
it on a national level because it means the shit like the council is a joke, and what really matters is the people who play the game.
There are
And I like
benefits to
that. I
TPP,
like that.
yes. Like the idea like
Then it's just kind of a gamble and like hoping that the T in the TP or the P is
which P?
is just that
Player?
And privilege.
player
Privilege?
player.
Top?
Amen.
Yeah. I've been grinding Dota a lot, and every time I see missing top, I'm just like,
Damn.
me
dog.
too,
Dot
man.
dot dot question?
Nobody wants to see that.
Yeah, me too. No, but that it just kind of like it's a roll of the dice. Like, what if like Sussman 4000 becomes top 5 in the world?
It sucks. It does give
Yeah.
power to people
That's
who.
dangerous.
Or number 1 in the world, even.
But at least it keeps like. It keeps the it keeps the power with the players, and there's a part of that I like because I do think that as Melee players
very
as well,
DIY.
we've always come to terms with like if someone's better than you, they have like an authority that
They do, and I will die always believing that. Remember, you said we have to atone for our sins each day by being like content guys. I believe that.
You know what? I honestly, to me, this is like my waitress job, and I'm like, no, but I'm really an actor.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
I'm waiting
exactly.
to go. I'm waiting to go back to like my Melee motivation is coming back every day. I'm playing a lot of Melee off camera, and I can't wait till I get good again, and I start like ramping up because then I can be like, oh no, this is where I am. Like that whole bad Melee thing. Like
Yeah,
that was fun.
That
but-
was I did that to get by.
Yeah, like-
type of thing. Not to say like
like-
we don't like doing this. It's just
I'm just like a sex worker who's trying to get by to get my PhD. You know.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't define me.
Playing is always the It means so much.
And I love doing bad melee, but when I came here, what's really funny is my mum said, get on. When I left to come to America, obviously my whole goal, like I was practicing, my whole goal was just to play good players. And she was like, get on the microphone because they might think you're funny because you're Australian.
She said that?
She's like, see if you can do commentary.
Your mom is smart as fuck.
Because she's like, you've always had a gift for talking, and you've always had a way with people and like doing stuff, like speech, and because you're Australian, they might like you enough to give you big spots over other people.
Those dumbass Americans
That's
will just
so
eat it
funny.
And I was like, no, mom, fuck that. Like, commentary's weak as hell. You don't even know. And I was leaving, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna be like, Australia needs to be put on the map in terms of playing. Like, being a commentator's weak as hell. Like, and she's like, she told me before I left, she's like, you're gonna end up, your career is gonna be speaking somehow.
She said that?
Yeah, she's like, you're gonna talk.
That's a mom read right there.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you don't know me, mom.
Shut up,
I'm
Mom.
a maybe melee legend. and it's so funny because like even to this day.
A year and a half later, you're doing Yu-Gi-Oh commentary with Leffen and just going into the
Yeah,
the
and
top
it's
level
just so
of the
funny
meta.
that I ended up in this position because it's like she literally called every step of the way.
That's a mom read. They just know.
And I was like, no, mom, I'm gonna be melee legend. Fox.
It's like, I know, sweetheart. Of course you are.
It's crazy, like how the people who have known you your whole life just get it.
I had notes. Hold on, I'm gonna check
You
them.
got notes. There's also another thing, like with the TPP thing, the power structure in Melee seems so like, because obviously, top player's opinion is like right now like probably the highest, but then after that it's like this weird like, well, if a commentator everyone likes says something, then
Scene
people
opinion, like
yeah, like the way that's why I called it a scaling triangle, because like it's this weird like
Draw it for me. I forgot what they look like. It's like.
fucked up, unequal on all sides.
Oh, okay, okay.
Your
fingers did not articulate
I
that.
can't do it. It's my one thing I can't do. No, but like say like a commentator that everyone likes just says like says a opinion on something, and then everyone bandwagons on that, much like they would a top player. And then like maybe a prolific TO says it too. It's like, where's the guy like next in line? Like where's the power drop off? And like
it's not about what's being said, it's about who's saying it.
Yeah.
I think we've always agreed that like there's things that Mango can say and it's fine, and Hungrybox says the same thing and it's not fine.
yeah, exactly. But
Which
and
is the
then
problem.
going lower, it's like
Yeah.
maybe someone isn't gonna take something that like Nintendo says as seriously as like
The moon.
yeah, even the moon. Like I think that's a great example.
Being liked in Melee is everything, and people are so ready to just be like, "That's my homie, though."
yeah,
he's
the
funny,"
homie
so
card is
that's,
like-
that's
Yeah,
it.
the homie card is so strong.
It's indentured within our community, and because of who we are, it almost can't come out. Like
Yeah.
it can't not be part of our
Well, it's a
community.
human thing. I feel like it's such a it's embedded because it's just kind of the
yeah,
natural
but in
order
other
of-
esports, it's like the power structure is like so it's like riot.
Because this,
But
dog.
that's not-
And
this
also
shit,
through structure
dog.
and contract.
Yeah,
like we can just
structure is like
fight-
huge.
You know what a contract is? It's saying you don't get the money if you don't do this.
Yeah, that's exactly
It's
what
all
it
about
is.
money.
It's all about money.
Yeah,
And because the council have no money to be giving out, they have no power.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
And you come back to the Game of Thrones thing, and it's like they're just like they're a priest, but like today,
But the
priests
thing
don't
is,
mean shit.
the thing
Yeah.
is, like
They
the
just wear
church-
red hats.
The church still have like billions, and so do the government. So it's like, who are you gonna work for when it's like government, rich guy, and priest? It almost doesn't matter because they all have billions. Whereas these are just 25 Melee TOs.
I couldn't name 10 people on that list, to be honest.
I couldn't either.
I think it's gonna be like Juggle guy. I think Armada was on the list, but he was trying to give his spot
Yeah,
up.
so take that off.
Blur.
It-
I got two.
Tafo.
Tafo.
Santiago.
Santi,
Santi.
of course.
Of course. I mean, someone's got to keep the
Daniel
minorities in check, right?
Daniel Montoya.
With the hierarchy, like
Daniel Montoya just
Daniel
seating himself 12th at a major.
Look, I just think losers round 1 should be put on stream. That's all I'm saying. I think that should be.
Oh, I
Daniel
miss
Montoya's
Untilted.
he's just like, how much bread do I get?
Oh, those were the days, dude.
Untilted
It
was a
feels like
good
so
series.
long ago.
Untilted was a good series.
It was good. Well,
Isn't it still
waned.
going on?
No, it waned. I don't think it is. I think he changed it back to the Wicked. That's what he wanted to
What a-
name it. The Wicked. Because, yeah, Wicked.
Yeah. Fuck. What do you notes say?
I remember every time Daniel Montoya, I'd get there and he'd be like, so it's because
You-
nobody
you-
good would go, and
you're
I
gonna-
would sometimes win, and he'd be like, so it's like the best players like you, me, and Mr. McGee, and he'd always say himself,
He says himself.
and he's coming like
No!
13th.
That's
And then
so
he's
funny.
like, no, but see me
Losers
then.
round one.
And then he's like, oh, yo, let me get those friendlies though, because like the way I went out of bracket was dumb, but like I would have had some good games with you. And then I'd play him in friendlies, like some dumb friendlies after the tournament. He'd win like maybe 1 in 20 because I'm just drinking by this point or whatever.
Did you
And
see?
he's just like, see, that's like now I need the seating for next time.
Oh my God, Daniel.
Daniel.
Did you see his Vegas thread? He was out there talking shit, and he was like flexing his win or his
On
game
Hugo,
on
yeah.
Hugs at Gods and Gatekeepers.
They're close to 1.
The thread it's actually just fucking savage. Like they go in on Daniel Montoya.
Dude, I remember being at Gods and Gatekeepers and seeing Daniel Montoya win that game, and I was like, now there's a chance, there's like a more than 0 chance that he wins this set, and it's just I don't want to live it.
yeah, we were all like stunned, like looking at CNN, like North Korea's getting really angry, and we're like, oh man, I hope this works
Not
out.
today,
yeah,
not
not today, please.
Like everything's different if he wins that set.
Yeah, the timeline is fractured, and
Hugo doesn't get picked up by Dignitas.
Daniel Montoya and Lucky.
Libra and Lucky, dude.
They're
just
at
eating
Buffalo
hot wings
Wild Wings
together.
right
yeah,
now.
dude. Oh, shout out to I haven't seen him in a long time actually. It's now I've been in the scene long enough, especially the local scene in SoCal, to see people kind of come and go. And
You
that's-
also just don't go to shit as much anymore.
It's hard. when
Yeah,
you
but
live
I
in
see the
P-Town.
brackets still.
Yeah,
I, s-
P-Town is
I still see the
hard.
brackets, and people aren't just people come and go, and
Yeah.
that's a sad thing, and I'm feeling it now for real. I'm like, oh, I remember those days, which are just
Yeah.
there's older days than that, and everyone's just
Melee players are just such suckers for nostalgia.
yeah, because
But it's also your actual homies that you're just not seeing at
it's
tournaments
like your
anymore.
friends, you know.
Yeah, but I'm looking back being
You don't
like
wanna hang out
Mayhem and Power 9, like that was real SoCal days. And like that was fucking 8 months ago. Like who am I to say that?
It's true, but
then
it
there's
just
probably-
seems so much different now.
Irvine people are probably looking back and being like, that era in like 2012, that was that real Melee. Like that was
Yeah,
the
I don't
good-
know.
the
I don't
good
know what
homie
they
times.
what they think.
And then Mango might be looking at Smashboards. and
When
just being like,
S2J
that was that heat.
When S2J yelled at Anto on Smashboards for him and Paul just talking shit
Yeah.
over his set against Lucky. S2J used to care, or I think he still does. But his posts on
He used
Smashboards
to,
are like
turbo care.
he used to like teach people how to play the game and like say this commentary sucked. I wish you guys would have talked about the game and stuff like that. And it's just so funny because you think about S2J now, it's not. Doesn't seem to be the case.
Yeah.
The Norwalk transition is real.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that every Melee player, we're probably going to look back at this era and be like, dude, remember Thunder?
Yeah. Remember Nimbo?
Remember Nimbo. Remember all
Bury-
the Nimbi
bury-
we went to?
Bury my ashes at Nimbo.
Nimbo doesn't feel as social as Power 9.
It's true. It's too
'Cause
big.
it's bigger.
But Mayhem,
Pack us back into a card room, please.
You're so
Absolutely
dumb.
Not. Yeah.
you're so dumb.
You know what I'm saying, though?
Yes, and I agree.
Yeah, I know you agree. Because that couch room in Power 9, so many good conversations were had in that room.
I wouldn't say that. That's like saying the kitchen table out at your house during like a high school party was that had a lot of good conversations.
No, dude.
But really, it was just a bunch of stoned teenagers talking about like the government.
It was literally just a bunch of people vaping and just leaning back, really stoned and getting.
I never
sunken.
hung out in that room, but I did hang out.
That's where
on the ground
That's
floor.
where Dawson didn't have any chill bits. Remember?
That was not in that room. It was in
Well,
the
no,
big
where
room.
his bits were chill.
I never sat in that couch room. It was
I
cursed.
don't think
No,
I
no,
It was,
remember.
it was also just TPP'd out.
I
It
remember
was
there was
Miguel and then people
Oh,
that matter.
Yeah.
I remember it was the three of us.
That
and we
was
were
the
talking about
TVP
how
couch.
Dawson's bits are just chill.
Yeah, I remember that, but that wasn't on the couch.
It was.
We were
No, it wasn't.
We were sitting
I
on
was
the
at the TO
tables.
desk. Yeah.
Yeah. Right here, bud.
See-
See, you just romanticize.
No,
You just fucking put
no.
everything Indiana's
we were on the
chill.
couch,
That
dude.
We weren't on the
Indiana is
couch.
chill.
We were not.
I remember
I
Power
remember- I
9
remember a
with
conversation about
no
Dawson's
AC
bits.
and we had to open the fucking back door and it was
Yeah,
hot as fuck.
every day that back door had to be up.
Which one? In Power 9?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
they-
just like
that
when
was
in the
rough.
winter when it was really cold and everyone's just like
the
freezing.
HVAC was not very good.
yeah, the insulation was
Hey, there was that one big
Poor.
fan though.
There was a huge ass fan.
never worked. It just
Jeez.
blew the hot
Speaking
air.
of big fans at Power 9, did I tell you guys that story?
Yeah, you told me that story.
It's fucked up, man.
There wasn't the only big fan in the room. The rum.
The rum.
But
It
for
was
real though,
Ludwig.
that venue was like, it felt like more of a homie fest than the current venue.
You just like FD, and that's where they
I-
chilled.
I actually don't.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, what if I do?
They
Well,
come to Nimbo.
I don't agree. I think Nimbo's fine. It's just that
I think the church was like the last of the like.
the church was
The
so
mayhem?
sick.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that was being there during that era felt like I'd arrived in SoCal and this is what I'd come to go to.
Man,
Well,
it was
you
so
guys
good.
weren't even there for like.
The
ev-
Peeve days.
Yeah.
Even to be there in the
Were you
tail
were
end-
you there during the Peeve days?
I came in on the tail end of the Peeve
Okay.
days.
Yeah, those were actually sick. It was sick, but also like was the most awful experience ever because there was like
Classic melee.
Yeah.
It was honestly so
was the
cool,
best
but we were
time.
sleeping 4 people in the back seat of a car on an 18-hour drive.
Yeah.
But it was
yeah.
so cool.
It's like think of like Power 9, but in a bigger room with 300 people, and it's sweltering.
It
in the
got
summer.
so fucking hot.
Yeah.
Remember that big AC machine that they ended up bringing in?
Yeah.
That like kind of worked.
It, like if you're directly in front of it,
It was
like,
so
2
it was
feet
the
away, yeah.
best. It's kind of like war. You know what I mean? Like it's like you
It's
go
the
through
best time you never want to have again.
exactly. Yeah, it's just like that. And Hugo's out here being like, yeah, I don't want to go back.
He
I don't want
hates
to go
it.
back to the trenches. But
Because he's done it the most.
yeah,
because think of
Done
the
a couple
top player that
tours.
has to go to like card shop and sit in that just to play 3 matches and win the tournament. You know.
there's an idea that like you've made it and you don't have to put up with shit anymore. Not just like card shops, but like general just shit. Like I am seriously 30 now. I don't have to put up with this shit.
Yeah.
But the
I'm a professional gamer.
the true joke is that like we're gonna be taking shit to the fucking last
Yeah,
day.
And you know
but
what, though?
this-
We're going to love it, too. Hugo, he wouldn't fit in other esports.
Nah, man.
I think he would actually.
No.
I think
he
he
would
was
fit
built
in
for the
other.
wrong
I
sport.
think
He's
the
probably the
game he
pick.
has is just like in a
He's
sad
probably
state
the
right
pick
now.
for another esport, but what I'm saying is, like, I want to believe that every Melee player, low-key, loves that conversation when the tournament's over and people are just, like, smoking stogs and saying, where do we go?
Yeah, but that could happen at literally any tournament.
It doesn't happen on a league team where you're in, out, you talk to your coach, you debrief.
Well,
all that
I'm
shit.
saying within Melee, like that's
No,
not,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like all Melee players secretly love that.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that secret either. It's just it's not really touched upon.
yeah. Everyone goes to the Denny's after. Like the Denny's is.
Yeah.
They order this one time. Victor, I guess, took all the Claremont boys to Denny's, and it was just like really someone did really well. And he sits down and he looks at the waitress and he says, "I'll have 4 orders of your finest mozzarella sticks, please." And it was just like the most gang shit you could ever do.
This is like a
So
happy dad.
Yeah.
But it's like Denny's
Yeah,
mozzarella
came out to
sticks.
$8.
Yeah. It's like 4 of them on a plate heated up or something.
Like he's bowling out. Yeah.
Sorry if I told that story wrong, Victor. I wasn't there. But yeah, we.
That's like, is Melee fun when that's gone?
Yeah, it's still fun.
But you just
You'll
go
still
O2
grind it.
You just go O2
The
and
game
leave
There's
it.
just
the game
supplementary
itself
memories
is
aren't there
fun.
anymore.
But like
the experience isn't.
I feel like Melee
obviously.
is built on having something extra for the little guy, and that is the something extra for the little guy.
Having friends is definitely the extra. If you suck at Melee, having friends
Because
keeps
you're
you
going
going.
O2. Like
Yeah.
you have no reason. It's like Fight Club. The first night, you just get the shit beaten out of you.
Yeah,
It's like why would you come back?
because the camaraderie.
Yeah,
because American
it.
consumerism is just put you all the way down.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
that's what
what
the
I'm
movie is.
saying. Is like it's about and the closer we get to like esports arena type venues, the less and less there is for that guy who goes O2, and we need that guy.
I
Like,
don't think it's
the
the
more and
venue
more
that's
we
the
start-
problem.
yeah,
though.
The
I
more we
think
cater towards top players, though, we need to think about that man because his experience is so important.
I actually think what like venue space kind of caters to the lesser man than anything else because it allows like there really is only like let's say in SoCal there's only like 6 top players at a tournament like tippy top. The rest is essentially pot fillers or whatever or like Arcadians and
Well, I
you
mean,
want a
Squid
spa-
the pot filler.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's essentially filling pots.
If it's stacked enough, you know. What I
Yeah,
mean?
but everyone else like if you want everyone to be there and be homies and like hang out, you need space.
I agree. But there
Like-
doesn't need to be space for a big family. But also, what I'm saying is that the more we cater towards top players, like Melee is trending towards, and that like the opinions of top players really matter. It's we need to remember that like the foundations of our scene is built on guys who go O2, and
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's
don't think
mo-
anyone's
I think-
forgetting that. HBox said that in a tweet.
Yeah, HBox says that after every tournament. Remember Smash and Splash when he was like,
Yeah.
"Hey, this goes out to all you guys living the lifestyle. Thanks for letting me win big tournaments."
But the thing is, you're out here saying the same thing.
Kind of, but I think that what I'm trying to say is a little
He's like, but I
different.
play Fox.
What I'm trying to say is a little different in that
But I'm
like
not a
that
folk
that
man.
homie venue, like that homie venue sense can't go away. Like we can't esports our way into another level because those people and that experience always needs to be there. Like we actually can't transcend.
But isn't like Street
until
Fighter?
the money comes from somewhere else.
Isn't Street Fighter and like DBZ now like with just Spirit Marvel like they don't have garage tournaments. They don't play friendlies.
Because
They don't have Smash
The
Fests.
money's not coming from just the pot. There's literally like when Tekken came out, it's like, oh, Namco Bandai, 50K. This like
I'm talking about locals though. I'm talking about weeklies. What is the infrastructure that's in place there? Because I have no idea.
They have small as fuck numbers, dude.
I don't think Wednesday Night Fights is small as fuck
Wednesday Night
numbers.
Fights is probably the biggest FGC local in the country.
Compared to like, I think NY has like a huge scene too. Like,
What
I don't
I'm
wanna
saying is,
speak
like,
Th- there's
to-
not-
it's
there's
just
not
it's just
I think
regions
the
all around
Midwest
the
is
world.
just like fucked,
Yeah.
but like West and East is like it's popping
Like-
obviously.
Like FGC, for instance, like Melee is kept alive in my state in Victoria by homies who are like willing to take new players out, have fun with new players. FGC has 6 people turning up to locals, whereas
Do
Melee
they?
still has.
Where's your tapes? You better be careful here.
Literally, they
We'll
used
end up on our Kappa.
we won't like the Vic like Street Fighter scene. It's very fractured, and the Vic FGC scene in general had a big argument a long time ago and kind of separated ways. And there are guys who just won't turn up to a certain local. When a new game comes out, like DBZ, they'll get like 40, and that will dissipate to 10 very quickly.
Interesting.
Street Fighter has like 8 to 10 to 20 at most that show up.
I don't want to say that it's specifically because it's in Australia, but Australia is definitely.
But
like
it's a
s-
miserable desert
But
wasteland.
like
not-
our Melee scene
yeah.
was getting that same local for Melee was getting 110 at one point.
for a monthly. Or
Yeah,
like,
for a monthly.
or weekly. I don't know how Australia works. You
But
guys,
like that, look,
guys are
110 for
wild.
Melee,
They use sticks and
20
rupees.
at most for Street Fighter.
Yeah.
Like, why is that happening?
I don't know, but like PM is also booming in Australia too.
No, it's not.
Really?
It's dead as hell.
Okay.
If young Pitt don't trust you, shoot.
But yeah, like I think that Melee has that thing where people get drawn in by the community, and I don't know if that happens in FGC games.
Oh well, the thing is, my friend plays. He's played Street Fighter and like Guilty Gear in a long time. He's from Chicago, and he said something. I was like, he moved to LA, and he's like, this sucks. I got like no one to like play video games with, and like no one like to hang with. And I'm like, why don't you play Street Fighter? Like, why don't you like hit up some dudes? Isn't there a page? And you hit up some dudes and like meet up and play some games. He's like, no, dude, 'cause fucking Street Fighter players don't have fucking sleepovers. Like, and
That's
I was
another
like,
thing.
Melee
like,
players have meets, and it's like, hey, invite your friends. We'll drink some pop and play Melee.
That's
I
a
was
that's
like,
a huge
"Ugh."
thing that we didn't like even bring up is like online play is like a huge factor in these games.
Oh, true.
Like Melee, you literally have to go to someone's house.
Is
and
Net
do
play
it.
killing the meat?
Anymore.
I think net play like
Netplay's
while
so
it's
hot right now.
while it's hot.
Have
I
you
think,
seen the reads?
like I
Hey,
can't
you
play
know Ludwig edits now?
What's up, Ludwig?
great editing.
Yeah, it is good.
What's up, billionaires?
Hey, Cash Money Records.
Online play is just such a huge factor.
We
You
have
know?
online play now, and it's probably better net coded than they do.
Actually, I think so.
It probably is.
Then
Like, have you played FGC
They
games on
implemented
net
they
co-
implemented
netcode?
lag into Street Fighter 5 on the netcode. Is that still a thing? 8 frames?
Yeah, but is
buffer?
it- we have that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is Melee net play
Melee
is literally
feels tight as shit
it's
balls.
better than
Good times.
Yeah, but
FGC
I
games.
think FGC comes from someone from Ohio, and it's not like
It's not dog shit.
yeah.
it's pretty bad.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't speak for it.
Having played Street Fighter 4 online a lot just within Australia, it's like
Again, your guys' internet.
It's like
it's like
We have-
bamboo pipes.
dude, if you have internet
is
over
is it a
certain
continent? Is
threshold,
it a country? Do we really know?
yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah.
No, but isn't that a thing? Australian internet has just have been dog shit for years.
Yeah, and we have a really right-wing government in at the moment, and basically they rolled out fiber to like I have fiber to the home, which is the best connection you can have because I live in the city, and that got rolled out under what we call a Labour government, which is what you guys call Liberals.
Oh, okay.
And so Labour rolled out this fiber to the home, and then Republicans, which we call liberal, ironically.
Oh,
There's
That's
a
the liberal-
swapped. It's reverse. It's bizarre.
We have Labour
Oh.
and Liberal is the Republican
and the
Party.
toilet water goes
Yeah.
the other way.
Yeah, you got it right. You did it. So basically, they re-rolled it back and were like, "This is just stupid. This is going to cost way too much. This is dumb. Nobody needs internet this fast." Was what one of the one of the
Jeez.
candidates came out and said, and literally that's stunted our business and so much of our growth is because it's like nobody needs internet faster than this amount. Says random guy who said gigabits instead of megabits in a like he's saying technical jargon
Yeah.
that he's like misreading off a card.
No.
Like he's shitting the bed so hard. But anyway, we have a very Republican government in right now, and they just don't believe that our internet needs to be a certain level of fast.
well, it's kind of like how we're going.
Yeah.
The old FCC.
So
We don't need
basically, we
education.
don't have fiber as much as you guys do, but still, you can play an online game and get a close ping to somebody locally.
Have you seen that Flight of the Conchords episode where they meet the Prime Minister of Australia or the ambassador? And he's like, he said something, his accent is so thick, he's like, I've been discriminated against. He's like, we take discrimination very seriously. And then he just laughs in his face.
Australian politics is literally a meme.
That's sick.
It's so dumb.
Have you seen those videos of British Parliament and they're just fucking roasting
They're
each
like
other?
Yeah.
going off
It's
and
so
yelling.
sick.
Yeah.
That's what happens in Australian politics. It's literally roasts sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like personal attacks.
It's because like the way it's structured, I guess it's like they have to speak, but like nothing will matter what they say.
Yeah.
So
it's
they can
every
just
day as well, so they just unload
it's
on
every
each other.
day. Yeah, it's every day, bro.
Yikes. Such a bad fucking bit to
I
hold on
love
to.
it. Every day,
I
bro.
love that phrase. It's so funny. I don't even see the video. I don't give a shit. I think we can hit the yeet on some cheese right now. All right, we're doing questions, everybody. Send some questions to the chat. Billy Bo Peep just says Daniel Montoya. Ha 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 ha. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Donald Trump, Dark Templars, and Daniel Montoya.
The
Three things I don't like. No, Daniel Montoya is
Yeah, I know
actually
we
the
love
best
Daniel
of those
Montoya.
three things.
It's not hard to be.
When is the next Lyman scene? Not for a long time. I'll just skip those questions from now on. Does Miles ever get backed up while speed running, and does Anthony ever help him out? You had me mash that one time. You went to go grab a
No,
beer.
someone keeps asking that question on my stream. Backed up. What?
Oh,
what
is it
does
like
he
a
mean,
sex
backed
thing?
Up? Yeah, I think it is.
No,
yeah.
I don't slap cheeks with
He
Miles.
doesn't jerk me while I speed run. If that's the question.
What's the best flavor of Europe? I feel like you've explained this one a lot, but go ahead and just. It's like ZFG, just like I've got to explain ISG.
Let's go through the
Sorry,
standard
let's go
stuff.
through. Okay, so my personal tier list: Blue Foria, and then Enlightenment and Revelberry
I knew you liked Enlightenment.
they're pretty much interchangeable for me as second, and then Lemon Elation is also really good, very close third, and then the others, it's like the carbonated ones are all good, and then I hate the orange one.
You like the carbonated ones?
The carbonated ones are bomb.
They took you a minute to get into. I remember when you didn't like them as much.
Yeah, I think the ginger was too strong in one of them, and whatever. Anyways, and then I think if you're just getting into Europe, go with Revelberry or Enlightenment, because
Revelberry and Enlightenment is the G baby of Europe.
yes.
If we're talking
yeah,
K-pop
okay, K-pop,
comparison.
yeah. And then Blue Foria, actually, a lot of people don't like.
Really?
Tastes like blueberries. Not everyone likes that.
What would you think of Tasty Steve and Sage Jam doing Smash commentary? I have actually not heard them.
I
need to
fucking
study
love
those guys.
Tasty Steve and
Who's
Sage
Dawson
Jam.
Jam?
Dawson is a huge stan. They're FGC commentators. Is it? It's just mainly Marvel, or do they do Street Fighter? I don't know.
They do everything.
You love them, but you don't know apparently.
They were when I saw them most recently. I know Sage Jam did Street Fighter. I don't think he's done Guilty Gear. They play Street Fighter plays all the games, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But apparently they're amazing. Dawson
Or
swears by
FGC.
them,
Yeah.
and so that'd be kind of cool.
When I heard them commentate at Wednesday Night Fights recently, I was like, this is what every Melee commentator wants to be in terms of game knowledge. They were so well rounded
The
with
problem
everything.
with Melee commentary, and me and Garth were talking about this, I think Anthony was in on this question, is that you have so much room in an FGC game because of the auto combos, and it's like, oh, now he's got his thing, and we can explain how we got that. Whereas in Melee, it's like, oh, this neutral interaction, and now there's something else, and now there's something else.
It's pretty fucking complex.
You-
and you
you-
got to choose your spots.
It's so impossible to explain something or have any fun with it because the game's moving so fast, whereas the combos are almost cutscenes in FGC games at which you can interject.
Yeah, and you can also like do the hype thing where it's like, oh my god, I got the critical art, but like, what if like Westball's text that down air or text on like Waldrum text,
Well,
and it's like, ugh.
I think the jarring thing about
The
that
super
is
can't start up, and then you're like, ah.
Yeah.
like Melee commentators want to like comment on every moment, and especially with the hype moments, they just like we've talked about. Everyone wants like their moment,
That's
so
whack.
they like preemptively just start.
If you're
getting
doing that,
hype.
you're fucking whack.
But
Whereas-
it's also very difficult to tell when those moments are actually gonna.
No,
come
And I
it's
think
not
that's in
difficult
Melee.
In
because you're seeing something, and if Zeke explained it one time back on the early days of the podcast, he said, when I'm commentating or when I'm watching Melee and something sick happens, I can't control what's coming out of my body.
If it's a visceral reaction, it's dope. But I feel like Melee commentators want to comment on everything sometimes. Like they just want.
if I see like a cool mix-up and it happened like 10 seconds ago,
You're just
sometimes
like,
I'll go
"Ooh,
back. I'll
yeah,
go
yeah.
back to it. I'll be like, oh, by the way, because it's just like it's
Yeah.
cool.
And no viewer remembers that.
I
Because it's like something that stuck out in your mind, and you know what you saw, but to everybody else that you're explaining it to, they're like, what
Yeah.
happened?
I think what stuck out the most for me between Tasty Steve and Sajam is like how they could transition into not talking about the match and going right back into it.
It's really seamless.
Seamless. There was no like nice back air. There was like
Catch me dead if I ever say nice back here.
yeah, but like
Sometimes the back is nice, bro.
It's true. I like
Yeah.
TK too.
but like
He's my man.
they were just
I
like,
like 'em
weaving
breezy.
in and out just like so perfectly.
Yeah, that's,
Which I don't,
That's
like-
a skill, and it's learned.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I feel like Melee commentators aren't like learning it.
They're not grinding.
They're not grinding the transition in between.
Man,
They're grinding just like, let me be.
I don't know what the fuck they're
Yeah, I
grinding, to be
actually-
honest.
I'm
when I
eSports, man.
when I study, I'm like I talk too much about bullshit here, and that's what I constantly have to
Yeah.
fix
Yeah.
typically. But that's my problem, as far as like what I notice immediately. Other than that,
You're kind of an outlier too.
I
You
don't know.
indulge so much in.
When Ludwig's on the mic, I can't say no to that boy. He's
Sometimes Hillary looks like beans.
she-
FGC have always been older and cooler than us, though, and they're really good at conversational. They're really good at a conversational
Sometimes
style.
Melee commentary doesn't sound like a conversation.
I know, yeah,
It-
that's
like
what I'm
that-
saying. But
yeah.
FGC players are really good at just like
they're so
sitting by like the arcade machines right there, and we've got our quarters up, and we're
Yeah.
kind of just spoofing it about the match, talking about
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah.
And I feel like Melee commentators, the esports thing has gotten to them a little bit, but FGC guys just really know how to hang out, and
I-
they really know how to like do that.
Are
in
you
the
saying
most
melee
professional
players
ways.
don't?
No, I'm saying they do, but at some point we sip the Kool-Aid a little harder.
Like once that
Like
camera
I think
turns on-
Wombo Combo came out, and then a lot of people were like, "I don't want to hang out. I want Wombo Combo."
That's fucked.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
Like,
yeah.
At some point, commentary became not about hanging out, and I think FGC guys are like, "It's not friendlies, bro." Like, you know, they've been ultra cool.
Casuals.
They've
They're
been
casual mirrors.
It's casual matches. You know, it's like they've been so cool their entire lives that they would never even do that.
I'm actually really looking forward to the Summit of Power because I'll be, I'll kind of get to.
meet them.
I want to pick these guys' brains about like, just like melee and like commentary. I'm excited just to watch it and see like how they interact on a couch compared to melee.
I think the culture's just different, and they've stayed with the conversational cool thing, and that somewhere along the line, Melee got this influx of esports commentary.
Do you think Phil is the most FGC melee commentator?
Yes.
And now he's fucking dipped.
And
'Cause it just wasn't
I think
cool
Brandon's
enough, bro.
the second most.
I think so too. Yeah. Phil quit, by the way. This is not confirmed. I've never talked to Phil. I don't think once in my life. He quit
He's
because
done,
melee
basically.
commentary is just fucking whack. That's
He
my
said it?
theory.
Yeah.
No.
no.
I was
he
like-
just
I
feels
was
like
like,
it is.
This
And
is founded on
you know-
nothing but my
you
opinion.
know what my theory is as well, is that Homemade Waffles wants to be a player, and that I respect that hella. I respect that so much.
He wants to be a
but
player more than anything.
Anything.
And
he also thinks that being on the mic is whack.
I think so too.
At some extent. And
That's
those-
okay. That's totally.
I think that
it's true.
the people who think that are ironically the best commentators because they got there by hanging out,
Yes.
and the people who
That's
want
why
to be
Dawson's the best commentator.
the people who want to be commentators almost never will be because they're not.
They want it.
They want
It's the
comment.
paradox.
Yeah, it's such a shitty paradox,
Yeah.
and it's like the same as like I want to be good at melee so bad, but I'm here.
Yeah, or it's like if you're just it's fucked. Anyway, someone has a question. More Mario Party content.
Yes.
It's in the works, but yeah, I'm glad the reception was fucking all hands on deck for that. Everyone really liked MPL. We had a lot of fun doing it. We gotta iron some stuff out.
It's fire.
It's apparently just a hot fire. Spread it around. Honestly, we thought this was something that could like get there.
I think this can go all the way.
So if like you got like normie friends or something, just shoot them the video and see what they think. Even if they hate it, that's good data for us. But we like the
Data
project.
mining.
You got
Yeah.
friends who play games? Send them
Normies.
this. Tell them it's the new esport, because it
New-
is.
It's that new shit. Also, don't play DK.
DK's banned. Waluigi. Sure you're still out on
Waluigi,
that.
actually, true say, is busted.
I've been saying it for years.
How do you handle being sober around drunk people in trap house? I'm trying to go sober, but I find it hard because so many people I hang out with drink heavily. This is kind of the.
That's a good question.
It is a good question. It's the first sort of problem you encounter when you decide that for whatever reason that that's not for you anymore. Is that you find that it is a very nice social lubricant for just general situations. I often liken going to a bar and hanging out with friends as like going to a restaurant and not eating.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fucked. People start to wonder, maybe not out loud, but like, why are you here? You know, why'd you come to the restaurant? That's just where you come to eat.
Not only
Yeah.
that, though, but there's a certain zone where drunk people go where everything makes sense.
Yes.
Like, I'm hanging out with my homies, and we just go into this place, and it's like, for a night, these things all make sense. Like, none of this conversation is going to be questioned. And when I'm sober around the people doing the same thing, I'm just like, this is a terrible, secular, boring conversation.
Yeah, it
And
Yeah.
when I'm
sucks.
hammered, it's just like, we've all agreed that this is, like, what's going
This
down.
is yeah.
This is the
Having
banter.
drunk conversations, you kind of gotta know when to like be like, okay, well, this doesn't go anywhere, so hey, man, I gotta, you know.
And like me in the same shoes sober, I think everybody feels the same. It sucks.
It does. But it's not as far as the house. It's actually not like an insane culture of like degeneracy. Like when before Miles got here and I was living in the house, it's pretty tame.
I've definitely brought a culture with me that
Nieper like drinks wine in his room, and then
Nieper's
Miles
weird,
comes
dude.
home, and then he's just like wants to be like one of the hard boys, and I just like roast him for it. But besides that, Miles doesn't like. Miles is really cool. He reminds me of an old friend I had growing up named Robbie. Shout out to Robbie. He was just like the same person, no matter what his state of consciousness was, and I've always valued that in like a huge way. I was the same way. I like to think when I was on the goop, but it's the idea that like when Miles is like 9 beers deep, he's just really slow, but he's the same exact person, and he says the same exact things he always would, and that's why like I like him so much. Not that's the reason
one
why,
of
but
the reasons that I've like tried to explain the difference between drinking culture here and drinking culture in Australia is that drinking is just who we are in Australia, whereas drinking is something people do here. I don't know how to explain that difference, but it's just like
it makes sense, yeah. And there's this like weird
which is fucked up.
American culture has this weird idea of like, oh, I got a drink and like bro, and I was fucking slopping around, and like I'm a
Yeah.
different guy.
The
It's like
play fighting, just like
Yeah, I feel like
that's
American culture
whack.
with that like the
Fucking
party thing, like high school movies or whatever. Like my first beers were with my dad actually at barbecues, because he would just give me like half a cup and just be like, that's enough, just so you know what it feels like, you know, and just be like light beer, like, or like a full glass of light beer with dinner, that's enough, or like, and then so by the time I was drinking with my friends, we were just in a barbecue doing what we'd seen our dads do, which was like make food and listen to music, and it was daytime. That was the first time I got drunk.
yeah.
I was just hanging out in my friend's backyard, like drinking a couple of beers, and like it wasn't like, hey man, you showed up to the Rager, like
Yeah,
keg
it's-
stands. and
That's some
shit.
that's some fucking
It's
movie
Like,
shit
we
that
never
became
did
real.
That. We never did that.
Yeah,
I
and
think
that's
in
stupid.
Australia it's much more like nonchalant, or just Europe and
We were just
other countries
outside.
in
Yeah,
general.
like in Germany, it's legal to drink beer when you're like 16 on the street.
yeah.
So it's just this culture doesn't evolve
Yeah.
the same way.
To answer your question, I guess is get used to it, and also your truest friends don't care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
honestly
Like,
don't
that's-
care about people being straight edge, and honestly, I like it when I'm on a night out because it lets me gauge like where things are going, and I can look at Anthony and Dawson and be like, is this actually fucked? What's going on here?
Yeah, it's not. It's like your closest friends. It doesn't matter either way, and if it does,
Yeah.
then either they're acting whack because they're different because they got drunk, which I never really consider
I'm
an
not
excuse.
with peer pressure either of like, why don't you drink,
Yeah,
bro?
it's all some bullshit, and you just surround yourself with chill people, and it's all good, even if it is a degenerate Minecraft dungeon.
Yeah. I feel like Mario Party culture is definitely a different circumstance.
Mario Party culture is something else.
Very degenerate.
Let's see. How disappointed is Dawson with the new Under Oath album?
I don't listen to that shit. I only listen to that true shit. That real
I'm an
stuff.
Under Earth fan and I hate the new album.
I get the feeling that shirtless dudes might turn some people off MPL.
That's fine.
Fuck them.
Yeah.
We didn't want
Might
your...
turn some people onto MPL.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Ever
talking
think
about,
about that?
brother. Yeah, I've never been concerned for 1 second about what would turn people off. What makes someone uncomfortable, like slurs or whatever, totally valid. But like just
Someone
some
being weirded out. It's like
I don't ever want to make
someone
people
being
feel
weirded out because
marginalized.
of some shirtless boys having a good time.
with tight bods.
We didn't need you.
I mean, the bods get sloppier and sloppier.
down the line.
Is crushing character 100% of the time? I don't know. I don't talk to him that much, but it kind of seems like he is.
I'm liking these MPL questions.
This guy's like, Sajam is literally a robot designed to do commentary, and he is perfectly programmed.
I agree.
Let's see. Skate update. One of these weekends we're gonna bust it out. Don't worry.
I'm not gonna bust it out on the weekend. I'm gonna take my time, stock up some footy. I don't know what these
Not
posers.
Stock up
Seriously,
footy. That's a good thing. That's less work we have to do.
When are you
Please do
stocking
that.
footy, though? I feel like you just said that.
I
Who's
have-
gonna film you?
I got filmers.
Henry or Oliver?
I'm from LA.
You know what? I would doubt that, but from a man who says he just gets a ride anytime, I just believe it. He's got shooters.
Yeah. Compass boy already said like he'll film me, and he lives like down the street from me.
I don't want your quality to just be way better than our quality.
It's gonna be because
Yeah,
Anthony's
good
talking
luck,
about
Teriyaki.
filming
Just get used to it and like
on
just-
the phone
yeah, keep
like a bum.
keep to it if it's something you really want to do.
Yeah. Honestly, I stayed sober for 7 weeks in Australia through New Year's, and it was tough.
I remember that.
My boys were trying to break me down every day.
Were they really?
They were just being like, "Why not, man? You know you're gonna crack. Like you're gonna. So what? You lost 8 weeks.
It doesn't
Like,
matter,
they're like,
bro.
You don't have a problem, bro. Fucking, like you know you didn't.
That's kind of fucked, to be honest.
But I didn't have a problem really. But I was trying to do something healthy for myself just to see I can make the trip of 8 weeks.
It was more like
every day. They were just
I
like,
had a bag of Cheetos, and I'm just like, come on, dude.
they were just like, bro, like it's just not like, it is fun to come round, but just sip with us. Just get hammered, dude.
Just take a little sippy.
What's one beer gonna do?
Any horrid summer job experiences? Anything?
I have
Dawson's
did-
never worked for the man.
I
want
want to hear you two first.
It wasn't horrible, but I did like this like kind of weird. It wasn't exactly construction, but it was installing.
It was
like,
what we call gay for pay.
yeah. And I dressed up as a construction worker. No, installing solar panels in like really rich people's homes, like in the valley.
Really? You did
Yeah.
some labor?
Yeah.
Shit. I
Um,
can't imagine that right now.
Well, it was like weird, like really eccentric, like rich people who were like young-ish, like late 30s, early 40s, who just had a fuck ton of money in like ridiculous houses.
Did you wear your normal clothes or construction clothes?
I had like steel-toed shoes and shit.
What was the rest of it? You have like
Just black.
What the fit look like?
I don't-
You were wearing black
I
in
was
the
just
LA
like-
heat.
yeah.
no skinny jeans for sure.
And I wasn't wearing skinnies. I was wearing just like denim. It wasn't like hard manual labor. It was literally like
You're still outside moving stuff.
Yeah,
Type of thing.
like
That was the worst?
it wasn't the worst, but dealing with those like kind of people who like thought they were like not just rich, snobby weirdos, and just like talking to them was very fucked up. I don't know.
So the reason why it was a bad job is because you had to interact with the 1%.
Well, they would like they would constantly try to interact with us as we're like installing this shit into their house, and
It's like, yeah, nice.
like-
Hey, you guys
like
want
saying
lemonade?
like saying stuff like, oh, you know, I'm just trying to cut down, like I'm installing these solar panels into my house, as they're like,
You're just like, okay.
yeah, dude, like,
Bro, I don't give
I
a
bet
fuck.
I really think you care about the environment because you're telling me this. Like, I'm sure that's why you're doing this.
They're just value signaling to you the entire time.
Yeah, it was very weird.
I worked at a deli. It was my first like paid job. And it was like I washed dishes and there was no sprayer thing. So there were 3 sinks, and it was the wash sink, the rich sink, and then the bleach sink, where you had to, sanitize the dishes. And so I just had my hands submerged in bleach like 5 days a week, and they kind of looked like a witch, like leathery, like cracked, fucked up hands.
Yeah.
And I just thought it was chill because I was saving up to buy a computer so I could play WoW, and that's all I thought about. and that was chill.
Nice.
But that was only the worst job because my hands got so fucked up. But in the basement of this deli, sometimes they let me cut tomatoes, and there was a CD player in there, and it would have just random CDs. And one of those was Relationship of Command, and that's when I first heard Manuscript Replica, and I'm just cutting tomatoes like this sounds cool, and it started a couple things in my music taste. So that wasn't a bad job, but my hands were fucked.
I don't think I've ever had like a terrible job. Just kind
Me neither,
of more
actually.
annoying jobs.
Just like sometimes
I never
jobs
worked fast food or anything.
I worked at McDonald's for 2 days, and I dipped.
I was a
I didn't even
barista.
call
You
him.
hated it that much.
I didn't even call him. Yeah, I was like 17. That was a shit thing to do, but fuck them.
Who
They'll be
cares?
they'll be all right.
I think Donald's gonna be alright,
They'll be all right.
but
I think Mac Dre will be fun.
Trey.
I worked at a plant nursery called Poyntons, and I would push carts full of box hedge and that kind of thing. You know, like rich people who are landscaping, they would just buy like hedges or like really expensive plants, and I would be the one with the trolley, like pulling it out to their car, putting, like just like stacking soil bags, that kind
Yeah.
of thing, restocking the soil, all of that. But the coolest part of the job was getting to water these giant plants in the plant nursery that was getting kept. They would grow plants, and rich people would buy like 10-year-old Japanese maples or whatever,
Yeah.
and then just plant them all along their drive because they're just like, fuck it, I'm not going to wait for it to grow. I'm going to get that big boy and put it in there. So I'd be watering these plants, and they're worth like $2,000 each, $5,000 each. You know, I'm just like taking care of them, and they're just like getting bigger every day. And the water system in there was so big that you could just be like, it was like a rainforest. You know, you spray like mini rainbows and stuff because there's like so much spraying water going on.
Yeah.
So like those shifts were chill when you just got to hang out and just like spray water everywhere over these like beautiful giant plants that are growing.
I like how you asked for like shitty jobs where it's like, yeah, it's kind of everything was
That's
chill.
chill.
No,
There's
the
like rainbows and positivity.
No, the shitty parts of the job were like just slinging bag after bag of soil. Like someone would be like, yeah, I want like 40 bags of soil.
Dude, you know what I will
and
say?
it would be like 110 outside, and you have to wheel that to their car as well, and then take all the trolleys back. So you have to stack trolleys, and
You're
they could
just
stack on
dying.
top of each other. But like me and my friend who worked there from high school, we would be like, yeah, if you ain't pushing 8 trolleys up that hill, you a bitch. And so like you'd stack the trolleys like on top of each other each way, and then you could push them up this hill. But just the bottom trolley's rolling, all the others are inside, and it's just like that hill, just trolley after trolley. It was just a killer.
Labor is pretty cool.
I'm about it.
It was just it's just so honest. Like
You go home and just take. You're just like, I'm done.
you like sit like you have a desk job or whatever. You don't do stuff like there's something about like just doing like moving your body all day, and it's like Minecraft but for real life.
I guess. Yeah.
Like you're
You
part of
know?
a real union.
Yeah, instead of a union that makes water slides.
And you take like fake smoko and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, we're all on Smoko. Why didn't I wear gloves? Didn't have them. Ludwig is fielding questions at in the chat. What else you got, boys? Oh Jesus, sup nice. We'll talk about that one later. Real question for Slime. From what you've seen in non-SoCal regions, do you think the esports identity crisis on a local level only exists in SoCal, or do you feel it's universal even on the ground floor across the country? Well, from what I've seen, and I guess Arizona is the closest thing I can say as it's a local scene I've sort of
Colorado.
investigated. Colorado, yeah, Colorado wasn't about that shit at all.
What
but,
about? Well, I guess you can't say now, but yeah.
But I was just say Arizona, like with like SAK gaming, like all shout out to Steven Shack, he's great, but
That guy's chill.
there's like he's definitely trying to ride that wave.
He's trying to make it off esports.
That is another example I would say. I think SoCal is interesting because there's a lot of money just in the town. it's like the second largest GDP, you know, or
Yeah.
whatever. It's a big place with a lot of money and a lot of people willing to try shit. And that's part of what adds to this weird culture of identity.
There's outside
crisis.
investors in SoCal for sure.
Yeah, but if you're in fucking Michigan and it's like if
There
you're in
isn't-
Champaign,
There isn't whispers of anything other than the gym hall.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's an interesting dynamic that adds to it, I guess.
But that being said, it's like, what about the dude in Champaign who is a TO who wants to try to like that kind of There's a lack of self-awareness there, don't you think?
It's like, well, I don't know. It's like Vro. Like Vro, well, like talked all that head talking about like, oh, wait, if I had the resources SoCal had and like the scene, like it'd be insane. Like, and it's like, what do you think
is going on right now?
Like, what do you think? I don't know. If you're in a spot where you don't have access to that, is the grass just fucking greener?
Yeah,
if
it
you're
is.
a shill?
If you're aspiring to be that man's,
Yeah.
then you're looking at SoCal like something to eat.
If you're aspiring to charge $20 for SSS, I mean, I
Like,
guess.
if you trying to climb the ranks, then yeah, you're looking at SoCal as a land of opportunity for sure.
That's it. I feel like SoCal's the land of opportunity for a lot of things.
It is.
Because, like you said, money and just people. And
yeah, well, I mean, like, I moved here.
it's romanticized. Yeah, exactly.
And
That's been a great American story, right? Move out west to make it.
yeah, where the wind blows warm.
Specifically to LA. And stuff like
yeah,
that.
LA doesn't need like the
We
reason
don't need.
housing prices are so high because everyone just wants to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is the place to go if you're trying to be anything.
That's
like
not a new
famous
thing,
or
right?
whatever.
No, I think since like 80s, 90s. It's just
80s with the blow cane and the fucking
the yayo,
the
and
Terminator, and everyone wanted to.
That sounds actually so sick.
Dude, the 80s in LA were probably the best. I don't know.
everyone's just fucking zooted.
And you could probably live in LA relatively cheap back then too.
Yeah, probably. I'd imagine like
You know, you can be at the party and then back at your shit apartment. In
it was like
20 minutes.
proto poppin'. So
Can't
it was
sell-
like
Can't sell Rich Kenji for shit anymore. Says Sup Nice. Man, you bag holders, just chill.
Rich Kenji's a moon mission.
We're going to the moon. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Like
dude, I got some secret info that someone has 50% of all Rich Kenji. Kenji said he's ready to
tied
just
up. He's gonna dump it.
he's just gonna dump it.
Rich Kenji's about to go public soon.
yeah, that's part of it, Fire Yams, but that's for a different podcast. But there is definitely a shortage. Okay, we'll take one more question. I think we'll wrap.
Yeah, make it a goodie.
Make it a goodie. At Ludwig Ogren, favorite commentary partner. Man, Ludwig's just doing an AMA in the fucking chat.
Yeah.
man.
Ban Ludwig.
Ban Ludwig. Ban Ludwig.
Get that us banned #1.
I want to commentate with Lud.
I think he'd be
Skirt.
really
Never
nervous and
mind.
weird. Ludwig has to warm up to you. He'll just run bits like you're a until you like have a established rapport, and then he's only kind of weird on the mic, and then you can kind of just like massage
gotta wrangle
that,
him in.
Like
He's a Mustang.
like a clay statue. Yeah. MP7, yay or nay?
Fuck no, dude. It's 4 or 6 and barely 6.
That's a question?
Would you guys ever do a live podcast?
This live right now, dog.
I think he means in front of like an audience, but
Yeah.
Like a panel?
Yeah, we would.
Sure. I mean, if it came down to it.
Everyone could see how short you are in real life.
Klaus, you got to either deal with that or just forget about it, man. We're not doing prop protection on the server.
This isn't the time to bring up your griefed questions.
All right, last one. I think this was good. Actually, maybe not. Shitty middle school crushes that went poorly for you. Krusty Kurt.
You guys go first.
Like, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
I need more direction with that question,
Let me actually turn that around. I don't think anyone's middle school crush ever went well. At least anyone who ended up playing
Cam's is
Melee.
just Jenny, and he's like, "What do you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
what do you
Badly.
mean? I've been with her forever. She's great.
10 years."
I'm trying to think. I have a good one. I'll tell you a one that was even more proto. It was the first girl I ever liked in my life. I showed
Whoa, are you in grade school?
up to first grade. This girl named Sierra, and
That's a cute name.
I thought she was just a cute, pretty girl, and I was like, apparently I like them. And so I'm 5 or 6 years old. She's walking to the bus, like down this long sidewalk outside the school, like toward where the buses are after school. And I see her walking, and she's holding her books like this. I remember this. And I start going up, and I start walking next to her, and I'm like, hi. And she just ignores me. Just stone ignores me. Just keep walking. I'm like, hi, I'm Anthony. and she's just holding her books and just keeping her head down. I don't know why. It doesn't matter, right? We're 6 years old, and
She's just shy, probably.
she's just walking and walking, and I get the vibe that she doesn't want to talk. I'm like, all right, see ya, and then she left, and I liked her for years. 7 years, man.
No.
Yeah.
Did you ever talk to her again?
No. I mean, like here and there, but like I was just like that. Man, if that went different, it might have.
You're not here right now.
I'm not here. I'm not playing Melee. I don't know. No, but yeah, that was
You know what?
It's
God
clear
bless
as
that
day.
Anthony.
Like that memory is like burned in. It's in bronze, right in the brain. So, shouts out.
I think okay.
I didn't have crushes, dog.
I don't have crushes.
Dawson's like, what do you mean bad crush? I hooked up with every single one of them.
I think in high school I like started to date this girl and it just like wasn't working out with her so much as it was with me, and I really liked her, and just coming to terms that like
You're not that man's.
I'm just not that man's. That like really I think that like shook me to my core that like
Was it the first time?
yeah.
You weren't that man's.
It was the first time where the like feeling wasn't mutual for me. So it was like whoa, like
Were you goth in middle
but
school?
I've been goth since I was summoned by the dragon flute dog.
I'm gonna throw.
Yeah. Yeah, so like the idea of like the like affection, like I liked her way more, like she just wasn't into it.
Yeah.
And it was very early on too. It was like lasted maybe like a couple weeks to a month or something like that, but it still like rocked me because I was like, what the fuck? Like
What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean?
What do you mean? How did you take it? Like what was like the process?
I think just like realizing that like hey, I need to keep my ego in check. Like
You had that watershed moment in middle school?
it was like
Or did
in
you
high
say
school.
no, it's the girls who are wrong?
Yeah, I just got insulted out of my mind. No, just like, hey, like not. I think that was like the pinpoint moment where I was like, in general, people don't like have to like you,
Yeah, yeah.
and if
yeah.
people dislike you, that's okay.
It's a big moment for people.
Yeah.
And
And then we remained friends afterwards too, and I think like that kind of helped the whole process.
what's your heartbreak routine back in the day? Like
Same as it
I
is
actually
now, dog.
grinded anime.
Say it never fucking happened, dog.
I just
I
listen.
would just sit and watch
I
anime.
listen to music
until
that I
felt
know
better.
is gonna make me way more sad, and just grind that out and get like as sad as
Oh,
possible.
I did that too. I would ride my bike at night and listen to music and just be like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, like
it's fucked.
walks at night, like maybe going to like a 7-Eleven or something with just like really
Just
fucking
like
sad music.
Just like
playing.
put the gun on the counter and just like in Mean Creek at the end.
Yeah.
just
That's probably it. Or like maybe a band like I listened to during the time of the breakup, just like completely remove it.
yeah, that's big.
Yeah.
I still hear certain songs and I'm like, ooh, there it is.
That's a spicy one.
It,
spicy
it's
one.
fucked when you go to like shows of bands you really like, and then you like with the person and you just can't touch it
That's
anymore.
fucked.
There's some sacred lore there that
Yeah, Dawson just
Music.
can't see Hall & Oates live anymore. It's just it hits too hard.
yeah, because
You
I
can't
was
see-
alive.
You
during
can't
that
see
time.
Insane Clown Posse live anymore.
He can't see Head PE, bro. He can't go
And
to
I
a
told the
Cottonmouth
story
Kings.
where I got looped into
Yeah.
Head PE. Oh my fucking
so
god,
funny,
dude.
You know, someone is out there when they listen to Cottonmouth Kings, they get teary-eyed,
Yeah.
and that's fucking funny to me. Cypress Hill. Anyway, what was yours, Miles?
All right, I'll tell two. They're not the first, and they won't be the last. But so when I was in third grade, I really liked this girl called Genevieve, and she was just the smartest girl in class, and I thought that was so cool. Like she was just so good at reading and writing, and like she just liked nerdy stuff, and was just like always putting her hand up, and just always knew the answers.
She was on some 3 points for Gryffindor shit.
Yeah, yeah, and I just really like that because I was like not good at school at all at that point in my life, especially like I had trouble concentrating and was just not. I was like that man who was just like in like weird. Like my parents are hippies, so they would dress me in like weird clothes.
You had like a poncho.
Yeah, I
and
have like
shit.
I'm wearing like pajama pants and like a weird T-shirt and like
Pink
it's, like,
Floyd t-shirt.
yeah. And I'm just like not even doing that well in class. Like I'm getting by like just making funny jokes and like hanging out with my friends. And this girl just struck me as just like she was so pretty and she was just so smart. And I would always like talk to her and stuff, but she was pretty shy. And as I got older, I was like, damn, dude, I need to call this girl because she really was like, we were friends. Like we would talk and hang out a bit and stuff, but we were just in such different universes.
You just didn't step over, dog.
Yeah, I was like,
You should have shown up in your
9,
poncho.
dude.
He was getting bodied at Scribble.io.
Bus driver.
She's writing bus driver the second a pixel appears on the screen. With like
Red ink and
Banzik
selected.
if
Yeah.
he's in the chat.
with like 10th grade typing speed. Yeah, anyway, we would talk and stuff, but like I was doing my own shit so much, like it didn't strike me as hard as it did in the later years. Like, damn, I really like that girl. At the
Oh,
time
okay,
I was
okay.
like, oh, she's cool, like I want to hang out with her, like I want to know more, I want to like pat her hair. But like at the time it just didn't, because I guess I was just so like, now I go home.
Yeah.
But then later on in 5th grade, there's this girl who was kind of the same, but a lot cheekier and a lot more edgy and kind of a little more like badass. And she liked StarCraft as well, so we would talk about our StarCraft save files. And I was
That's
really hyped. Because her dad was like big on Baldur's Gate and like Diablo and shit. Like obviously he was like a PC gamer, so she would play games on her computer. And like we just instantly clicked over that. Also she liked basketball, and I played basketball at lunch. So we'd play that together too.
She sounds like the one.
She's honestly,
She sounds like a girl Dawson,
honestly,
to be honest.
Yeah.
she's probably grown
This is
up.
just me. I
I don't know.
cross you up. Play Diablo.
I don't know what she's doing now, but she's probably cool as hell. Like she's probably that girl who in high school and like in university, every guy was just like, "Fuck, dude, I'm trying to end up with her."
Yeah.
Just like hangs out with the boys, just like does.
Those aren't particularly sad though. It's just more like you just missed the boat.
Yeah, but she was also pretty girly as well. Like, I didn't really miss the boat per se. She moved schools like after a year,
Hmm.
so we were friends. But I guess like there was at that time, like I was so young that I wasn't like I was like I want to hang around these people and I don't know why, but I'm not going to question that.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing needs to be done here because it's like I'm already doing the thing I want, which is just like hanging around with this person, which is nice, I guess.
Yeah.
Because like I just didn't have any like I need to like touch her or whatever.
Yeah. It just wasn't. It's just like
I just
it was like me and Sierra. I was just like,
It's like,
I don't know why, but I like her.
Yeah, I just need
I
to
want
like
go over there.
Yeah, I just need to go over to this girl right
Yeah.
now. I don't know why.
Learning that my Wiccan babysitter had a boyfriend really fucked me up. I didn't
Really? I didn't.
Yeah.
You never mentioned this before.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to like prom or like some dance."
Was
Like,
he? Was he
Oh.
probably just a dick?
I didn't.
Probably
didn't
though.
fucking
I mean,
see
you
him.
were
I
like
was
If
just-
this is
you're like
Stranger
11
Things,
and
he's a
she's
jerk.
17
I think
or
I was
whatever.
I was way younger than 11. Like, and it was just like, wow, this is fucked.
It's crazy how ingrained that is in boys to just be like, "Fuck that guy, that's me," and
I
you're
w-
9.
I was
like, you
I
know what I'm saying? Like,
Like, what
it's
do you have?
that's so much. That's so inside of us as males to be
little
like,
baby boy.
that's not. And this is why
But he
like,
stands on his tippy toe.
that's why I get pissed off when people are like, "Oh no, that's like society." I'm like, no, that is literally the most primal male thing to just be like, I don't know why, but this girl and me are just ending up together, and she's like, I have a boyfriend, I'm 21. What the fuck?
And
are
you're
you
just
talking
like,
about? And you're like, let me find this guy, because I reckon I'm that man. And you're 9.
I definitely wasn't like, fuck that guy, but I was like, wow, that's like, that was like real. Like,
There's something.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I could like put to words the feelings obviously at that time because I was so young. Can't do it now, but like it was definitely just like something shook my core and I was like, this is fucked up.
That's as primal for a reason you don't know why as why you want to go over there and talk to her when you're a little kid. You're
Yeah.
just like, this is fucked up, and I don't know why.
You're just following some sort of inner wiring.
Yeah.
It's beautiful in a way.
Synapses are firing
And then
off
she's
for
like,
whatever
I don't want to
reason.
hang out with you. And you're like, I'm more mad than if one of the boys said that. And I don't know why.
What? This doesn't make sense. Why am I pissed? I'm 9. You just keep saying that.
Hey, funniest thing you guys did in primary school? Did you-
What's
any-
primary school?
Oh, like 1 to 6.
Oh, there was another girl, Leslie French. She said supercalifragilisticexpialidocious in class, like she was like a smart ass. I was like, oh, Leslie, you are a cutie pie. But I didn't never talk to her. I was in grade school.
Genevieve was actually smart. She wasn't fronting. So
Yeah, I think Leslie might have been front. I don't know though. I've never seen.
Just
seen
like
her
still
in years and years.
still beefing over like grade 3 crushes. Just being like, actually, she was really a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, coolest thing I ever did? I didn't do cool shit. Coolest thing I ever did was just fucking grind Smash 64,
That's high.
99 stocks, playing 2 Jigglypuffs with my friend on a team,
That's
and
high.
you just beat him up.
I don't think I feel like grade school is just a blur for me.
We made a couple videos actually. I've always been into making videos. I had like a camcorder that I asked for Christmas, and I got these old ass videos, and we like made cutout paper and stuff.
Me and my friend made this video called Blobsy, and it was about a blob which was like Play-Doh or something, and it was just like he's Play-Doh and he's driving his car and his car hits a wall, and then we like gasoline and lit it, and then American Idiot started playing.
Whoa.
I need to find it. My parents have it somewhere.
That's pretty.
And we like
fucking
edited
funny.
it and shit. Like we just made it in a day.
You did that in primary school?
Yeah.
These badasses
Yeah.
over here.
I don't think.
And he'll remember this to this day if I ask him about it. One day we just did this. Also, we used to play juggling a soccer ball, like hacky sack. But there were all these obstacles that were like extra points. Like if you kick it off the old plant, that's like 10 points in my friend's front yard. And that was really hype.
I don't think I did anything.
I love
with
made-up
36.
games.
But when I was 15,
Made-up games are
I
hype.
played a generator show in a riverbed, and like a lot of
Really?
yeah, swear to God,
That's
played
hype
what?
shit.
like a generator show in like a riverbed near my
When you were
house.
how old?
It's like 15,
That is so sick.
and then
That's
what
like
was
the coolest thing
the
I've ever
more
heard.
the more sick thing was
How many
like
people showed up?
quite a bit. I'd say like 20, 30,
it
like
was like a
from our
party?
school, and then there was like passerbys because there's like people on the bike path or whatever, and they stop and they're like, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" Some
What sort of
scene
music was
kid
it?
is playing music.
I didn't know scene kids played generator shows.
Well, I wasn't like a scene kid. We were
Just like the elements are too harsh
yeah,
for your hair.
yeah, it was all the humidity.
I used to love guys who played backyard shows at parties. Like I used to watch them and just be like, these guys. Are
Yeah,
fucking
because
legends, dude."
at least where I'm from in SoCal, like a lot of bands were playing like a chain reaction, and I thought like pay to play was fucking whack. So I was just like, I'm gonna do a generator show, and we just like had a generator in, like I think my older brother's garage. So we just fucking took it, me and a drummer, and we just played our show 'cause we wanted to. But what was cool about that is like the popular kids from high school showed up, like people on sports teams, and they were just there. And it was like really jarring when I saw them. I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And then they approached me at school the next day. And I was like, "Yo, that was actually kind of sick."
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, "Yeah, I'm fucking sick."
cool.
That is kind of sick.
Yeah, that's actually the coolest thing. I think your cool points are just, you're kind of blowing.
I
It
wish,
wasn't
I wish
that-
I did that.
Yeah,
and,
that's so sick.
It wasn't like that.
and from then on, everything
I
was
don't know.
different.
You play a generator show, like, and people show up to it. That's just the
That's-
effort
Dude,
alone.
that's like the
is
Blink. That's like the Sum 41 video.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, we were watching Sum 41 and Blink 182 videos last night,
Yeah.
and I was just like, what is it? It's not. Is it Fat Lip? That's the song.
Into
I
Deep.
wanna waste my time.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That video is just a bunch of people hanging out in like a dirt lot,
Yeah.
just fucking partying, and it looks like the greatest time of your life. And also, Into Deep is like, that's more of a showy.
But it just looks like a
Homophobic.
bunch of it is very homophobic. That was when it wasn't cool to be gay.
Yeah, it was really, yeah.
Because they were like, these guys are the villains of this story
Yeah.
that it's in the video clip,
And
and
also,
they're gay.
get this, they slap each other's asses.
And that's fucked up.
yeah,
Which is
pretty fucked
so
up.
not the message in video clips today.
Yeah, thankfully.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we
Isn't
should.
that weird? Like directors just being like, "Hey, let's paint this picture," and then they do this. Like someone signed off on that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think that's was more common during that era of like, I don't know, the early thousands were weird.
The early thousands had a lot of like overt racism and homophobia.
Yeah, like not chill shit going on.
The fucking Billy, the guy who played the Billy, the Power Ranger, from Power Rangers,
Yeah.
he was gay, and apparently he caught mad shit from
Yeah,
like
yeah.
people on set. Like they just berate him.
Yeah.
'cause he was gay. The '90s were not chill.
Was
Um,
he? Did he also do gay porn?
I don't know.
Yeah, I heard that there was some Power Rangers and gay porn thing. That might not be true.
yeah, maybe it was just a crossover.
Yeah. Maybe I just remember there being like a Power Rangers thing where it was like someone getting like outed and berated for this kind of thing.
Oh,
And
really?
Yeah.
Like
Like
I don't know,
it's
maybe
it's
he did.
public that kind of that went on that he got berated super hard.
Shoutouts to Trini. We will never forget.
And dude,
Rest in power.
There was a black Power Ranger as well, and that was just like, yeah, obviously the black Power
That,
Ranger.
yeah,
is
that's
black.
a pretty. The
That's
people
fucked
go
up.
over that a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's pretty common observation.
And then there's like the girl
that's the-
Power Ranger.
It's the '90s.
Was that
Yeah.
is
Tokens were a huge thing.
Tokens were real. Like
Yeah.
it was real.
wasn't that part of the reason why they like 'cause they felt kind of like marginalized or something. Like they were getting less pay, like specifically Trini and I think Zach. I think his name or
because they were
whatever.
minorities.
No, they were just like
I
getting
swear I
shittier
saw that guy in a
contracts.
Bank of America commercial as well. They
Yeah.
probably were.
Yeah, and then
It's
they were just like
Hollywood.
over it.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Actually, was it Canadian?
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I think Sabon is a Canadian.
Sabon.
Is Canadian, right?
Yeah, I could be wrong. I'm
He's
just
getting paid the
speculating.
least of all
Yeah.
of them.
I think that probably was the case.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But either way.
They're paying him in Canadian dollars just because they think it's funny. Hey, here's your rubles, idiot.
Rubles. We don't know the machinations of the budget of Power Rangers, nor would we pretend to know. But what else? I was gonna say something about. Oh yeah, do you ever read Party Monster? The movie sucks with Macaulay Culkin, but it's about like the drag queen scene in New York in the early '90s. Amazing book. I highly recommend. But yeah, those guys really got down, and it's sick. It was like Melee, but
Or
for
like
just
Fire Island in New York, I think in like the 80s or something like that.
I don't know about that.
It's like gay club scene or something.
It was like Melee. It's like you get together and you just be in drag and go to the club, and it was.
What's
it was
the
hype.
other? There's a drag queen
According to the book, at least.
video
Yeah.
theater thing about a road trip through the desert or something. I'm trying to think of who it is. What's the famous drag queen? Also comedian.
Well, there's
Eddie Izzard.
Eddie Izzard. Michael, is his name Michael St. Michael? I forget.
I'd have to look this up, but I feel my mom was telling me, she's like, yeah, drag queens throughout history have had actually a pretty good rap, and then people who are trans have just been shit on. Like
It's weird.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some line in the sand where it's like, oh no, those are dudes, and they're just like doing a thing. And then as soon as people are like, no, I actually really feel like this, and people are just like, no, that's fucked
Yeah.
up.
Like, whoa.
yeah. But like, drag queens have been like relatively well accepted throughout media, it seems. Like,
I think
given
it's the
roles.
spectacle.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Yeah.
look at him. But like
But
the
like-
trans thing crosses a line that makes people feel really weirded out. So they're just
Yeah.
like, and it's kind of a weird line in the
But
sand
it was
to draw.
almost more chill before gay was chill.
I don't know. I couldn't tell. I feel like there's like a lot
I
of
wasn't
pop culture
around.
to see
Yeah,
to go through there, but either way, we should wrap this up, guys. Shoot your shot in grade school if any of you are in grade school.
Just grade school listeners.
The Shipsy and Billy, shoot your shot. Drag queens are chill. Trans people are chill. It's all good.
It's all gravy now. 2018 is a good place to live.
I think it's it's a little rough, but I think it's better than it was.
Do you think we're gonna look back and be like, oh, 2018, like people are still saying like insensitive stuff, like how we look back on 2001 video clips?
I don't know.
Kinda, yeah.
Maybe. I think I don't know. The way everything's moving now, who knows? Maybe the wasteland, the radiation will come. But either way, I'm gonna get up and turn off the stream.
Yeah, go.
guys, play me out.
I hope in the future Mario Party's still allowed.
Go turn off the stream, baby boy.
It ends with the way it started,
Yeah.
with height jokes on Anthony.
Look how short he is. Don't throw your fucking chicken at me. All
Look
right.
at this guy.
Thanks for tuning in, guys.
This guy looks like a middle schooler. In his fucking shorts,
in
little
his
hat.
fucking shorts and his K-Swisses in 2K18.
The K-Swiss bits never get old. That little shield on the shoe won't stop you from getting roasted.
Yeah. Stuff in his socks looking ass.